Hello, everybody. I am Tanya Lee of Harmonia, and this is for the All Signs Love Readings for January 2026. Reminder that even though I'm pulling in the month's energy, I really am a timeless tarot reader. So really, it's the moment that you listen to this for the next 30 days. And if anything comes up that reminds you of the past or it's not your story, please don't force anything to fit. If it is a past story, something is about here to be cleared for you. So please keep that in mind. Look at a different perception, see how it feels in your body. I'm not just a tarot reader. I'm also a self-development coach here, and it's all about somatic healing. All right. So we're going to get started here. We're going to start off with two separate readings. Reminder that we start off with the connections reading. That's going to be a you and them spread. And then for our singles out there, for new love, to see if you're open to love, who you're attracting, whether it is something old or new. But we're going to see what that is. We're going to start off here with Capricorn first. So just go to your timestamps, guys. Check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. All right, let's get started. Happy birthday out there to my Cappies. We're going to start off with Capricorn and a specific person on their mind to see what is going on in this relationship dynamic currently and what is ahead. But let's see right now what the current energy is. And so just hone in onto the connection. And here we go. Capricorn. Horse. Short journey. All right. Love, deep affection, and caring. The two of you definitely have a lot of deep affection here. I feel that with a short journey is maybe something is short-lived, but we shall see what the pros and cons are of this relationship. Remember, no reversals on initial story play. What supports this connection, Spirit? Two of Cups. This is a strong relationship when it comes to love. What complicates this connection? Wow, the Lovers, Gemini energy. You know, I don't think you two anticipated this to go the way that it did. Could be dealing with a Gemini, but I feel like, yes, there's a strong romantic connection, but something here is deeply evolving. Now, some of you, if this wasn't a relationship that happened quickly or escalated quickly, there's something about a decision that is coming up for you to up level this relationship here. And it's like, all of a sudden it's like, let's do it. Okay. Let's move in together. Let's get married. There's this energy here of spontaneity. And it's a short journey here of being a little bit free. I love the horse spirit here with you. Or with this connection, because that tells me that there's this adventurous side to the both of you. So this is a deep connection. Let's see what's going on and how they're showing up on their side. Reversals are now up. How are they showing up? Two of Swords. How they feel about you in this connection. Queen of Swords here reversed. And what influences their actions this month? The Ace of Swords. You know, we haven't gone into your feelings yet, but I feel that there has been some denial about where things are going. And again, someone here may have a little bit of cold feet of jumping all the way in. I feel that this person, and we can flip the narrative when we get to the side. If one side makes the other, then that's fine. But this is this person's energy. All right. There's this energy of fear, worry, and at the same time, they know that they can't deny it either. They can't deny how you're showing up, which is the Queen of Swords energy. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Man, you just are blunt and sarcastic. You just say it how it is. And there's almost this energy of what are we waiting for? Like, do we really need to wait that long? There's just this energy of like, I've already made my decision. This is how I feel. This is how I say it, but it's very detached. And so this individual here feels you're very blunt, you're very direct, and although that they appreciate it, you also call this person out. And so I feel like there's something about calling this individual out this month that makes them go, huh, let me take a step back a little bit. But at the same time goes, wow, that's what I needed to hear. That's absolutely what I needed to hear. Okay, let's see how you're showing up. We have the Knight of Pentacles here reversed. How you feel about them? Five of Pentacles reverse. Wanting to bridge the gap for sure. What you need to remember about this connection, Seven of Wands. So I just feel this energy of calling an individual out. I don't want to play games. I know this seems like not practical, but at the same time, we need a lot of time to know that we want to be together. This feels very much like a relationship that is up leveling, or there's fears in a dynamic of going too quickly or moving too, or are we ready for this? This could even be an up level of moving in, having a baby. It's a decision that the two of you are making together this month. That's what it really feels like. On your end, it's coming up that, the challenge is you're ready to face the rejection, but you don't want to lose it. You don't want to feel like that's not the case. I think that you really do have a lot of, love for this person, but there is this idea here of losing or wasting time. I also feel with the Seven of Wands is that you're the one who is showcasing the possibilities of having each other's back. What is possible. And I just think that you are throwing this person's shadow side a little bit to them and saying, hey, let's be real. Let's be direct. You're scared. Well, I'm scared too. But what if it went incredible? What if it was amazing? So I think that you're throwing a lot of what ifs with this individual for this month. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just spilled these all over the place. Here we go. What you need to consider about this person. What you need to consider about this person up right now. Queen of Wands. They really are devoted to you. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I feel like once this person makes up their mind, they are a go-getter. They just need that push of confidence. And so there's something here that once they have the confidence, they are already creating the picture. They already have a vision. This is a person here who's like, yeah, let's do it, when they feel confident about it. And there's something about your encouragement that will really help this person understand it. And I think it's just being direct with them and saying, hey, it's not that I'm putting a time frame on you. I'm putting the time frame on myself of why are we waiting? All right. What you should be focusing on. Look at this, the Ace of Wands. I love, so this is a teamwork effort. I mean, it is. It's like what Spirit wants you to focus on is that once this individual has an idea, or starts sparking it here and not just future tripping, you help this individual here create the structure with it. Okay. Think of this as a baton where you two are passing it back and forth with one another and getting excited about your future. So this is a really positive reading. I don't typically get positive readings like this, but it sounds like this is a solid relationship here for you. And, some of you, congratulations, you're moving in together. Some of you, congratulations, you are making a baby of some sort here. Some of you, congratulations, you are committed in a very long-term commitment relationship. It could even be proposal. But I feel like it's not like I think it's a decision you both make. It's not just a decision here that one person makes. It's just you're direct with the fears and saying, let's just get real. This is why you are pausing. This is why you can't answer it. And so this person is like, yeah, you're right. Like you're right, you know? Okay. The bridge, how this relationship wants to evolve this month. Five of Swords. There is going to be, so just now, there are going to be certain things that two of you are going to have some indifferences in. It doesn't mean that you're going to be walking away and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, give this person some time to think and get some mental clarity, because they may get reactive with the sense of the directness, because you're coming up as the Queen of Swords here reverse. This person is heavily wanting to, come up with the most logical perspective. All the swords are all about communication, strategy, being logic. But with the Five of Swords, it's about proving why. And this person here, you're making this person think by just being direct and then walking away to let them come back to you in that notion. All right, that's what I got here for you, Capricorn, this month. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club on the other side. We're going to move on to Capricorn Singles next. Welcome, Capricorn Singles. Let's see if you are open to love. Where are you right now? Who are you showing up as? Or where are you on the Fool's journey? This lets me know what you're going to be attracting or who you're going to be attracting. Here we go. We have the Queen of Spells. Well, spells in this particular deck is fire. Okay, so it's the Queen of Wands. Interesting. You're showing up as Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel that you have a little bit of a glow up here. I mean, not just a little bit. The Queen, when the Queen of Fire here is out and about, people are noticing her. Okay. I'm just saying her because it's the queen, but there's this energy here of receiving compliments. There's this energy of going, hey, I'm turning some heads here. I'm getting some attention. I'm getting some bites. And this doesn't necessarily have to be all romantic. I feel like these bites could just be, you know, people seeing you. There's something about your aura. There's something here about just being open to love. So yes, you're absolutely open to connections this month. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. What's currently shaping this Capricorn? Reversals are now up. Strength. Putting yourself out there. Having confidence. You're feeling good about yourself this month. Yeah. And some of you, you're taking care of your health, you know, go working out. But it's not just about looking good. I feel like you have mental clarity as well. You are being brave. You are going outside of your comfort zone. Some of you may be putting yourself out there online. Others of you, you may be taking yourself out on dates, which is a very courageous thing to do. It really is. But Leo energy is coming really strongly now here. So let's see what new love potential and what you're actually calling in here. Let's see what you're walking into this month. We have the 10 of Wands. Oh boy. Well, let's see what you're walking into. Well, someone definitely sees your light this month, Capricorn. But here is the thing. This person is going to view you as being hyper vigilant, wanting to do things on your own. Now, this individual may come off as, hey, I'm single. Hey, how you doing? There's some extra baggage this individual has. This is just something you need to be wary of. And that's why we do these readings, right? Especially when you're putting yourself back out there. This person is still carrying a lot of baggage that they're not being honest with. If you do entertain this connection, okay? However friendly it may be, this is someone who says, yeah, I'm open to a connection. Yeah, I want something more. Yeah, I want commitment. They may not just be in it for commitment. They may just be in it for a rebound. So just be wary. You know, you're not always going to be picking a winner. Put it that way. Let's clarify that 10 of Wands here. Yeah, this person is not someone, this would be casual. This is a person here who's surface. This is a person here who has a completely different belief system to you. Not everybody's going to be a winner. They're just not. But I also feel like this person has just gotten out of a committed relationship, Taurus energy, okay? Or they said they are in the process of it, but there's something that this person's hiding. So just be wary. Let's see what the advice is here for you for this month, because it doesn't feel like you got a winner here, but it doesn't mean that it's completely end here. We're going to also see how love is blocking you too. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so here's the advice. You're looking to take your time, and Spirit's saying this. Listen, you're going to have to be like Goldilocks a little bit this month. You know, it starts with friendships. You're putting yourself out there. This is for Capricorn who's newly doing it. They're doing brave things, and they typically wouldn't do it. Some are like, I didn't think I would be putting myself out in this way. But you are attracting relationships and people there, but not everybody. They see your light, but not everybody here should receive it, is where I'm getting at. The Knight of Pentacles is consistency. It's taking their time. And is just being in the present moment. And that's what Spirit is asking you to be. Just be in the present moment. Take your time. Be slow this month. No, it's not going to be winner, winner, chicken dinner. But let's see what other advice here Spirit has for you with what is blocking you in love. Something to consider for yourself, because I'm always here to help, not in a sense of just leaving you hanging with no option. Criticism. All right. Criticizing your partner is driving them away, focusing on their good qualities. So this is just something here to keep in mind, is the criticism, is the pointing out, is the red flags. And you might be more critical with that, being that this feels like a Capricorn who's new out and is like, wait a minute. But this doesn't necessarily mean your criticism's wrong either. Okay. So just watch, I feel like almost like a defensive energy when you meet people or connect with people, and Spirit's like, hey, before you criticize, take your time to see the good qualities of them. Not everybody is perfect, especially in, starting dates, new dates, really, because people are nervous. Sometimes they try to show off and their mask kind of slips, and then they realize, I should have just been myself in the first place. But a lot of people, and it's very natural to wear masks when they first meet you. So keep that in mind. All right, that's what I got here for you, Capricorn, for this month's energy. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side at Harmonia, friends. We're going to move on to Aquarius Connections next. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's going on with the current dynamic of you and your person for the month of January. Here we go. Rose, romance is in the air. Box, you will receive a gift. Wow. That's nice. That feels good, Aquarius. So love is in the air. A gift of some sort here. Well, let's see what's going on here. Let's see the pros and cons of this connection here. Uprights only until we get to the actual you and them spread. So what supports this connection, Spirit? The Queen of Cups. Wow. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is someone here who is definitely an individual here who would present a gift. Very loving, very empathetic, very intuitive. Could be dealing with a water sign here. Lots of love. Let's see what complicates this connection. What complicates this connection? Someone is guarded. I feel like someone either wants to apologize to you this month, Aquarius, or it could be you doing the other way. But let's just keep it to this person wants to apologize to you. You can flip the narrative if it's the other way around. But let's see how this person is feeling, because there is something about being blocked, being guarded, uncertainty. It's almost like they just described the Trojan horse. It's like, I feel like there's a gift here that is left for you to embrace, to open up and be like, what's this about? Why did they send me this? All right. Let's see how they're showing up, how they feel about you, and what is influencing their actions this month. Reversals are now up. They will be affected by these cards. Okay, their energy here. Well, they're showing up here as, well, look at that. The High Priestess here reversed. Secrets are coming up. You're seeing their true sides, there's true colors. Six of Pentacles, peace offering. This person wants to do the right thing. They don't want to hide any more secrets. I don't know what ended this connection, but this is an individual here who was kind of going against their intuition and probably ran from this Aquarius. So Aquarius, this is a runner. I do feel like this individual has been ignoring the signs, but now there's something here about being ready to face this and do the right thing. And even if it's to just remain friends, they would like to have some kind of reciprocity as to make this fair to you. I do feel like you have been in separation with this individual. All right. The Six of Pentacles, you know, how they feel about this connection. Libra could be dealing with a Libra as well. This is a person here who kind of went against the grain, okay? Probably out of fear, probably immensely out of fear. But their actions here is to be honest with you, to settle this, to have an open conversation about it, and just see where this goes. You know, they're brave enough to face this now. Now, a lot of them could also be, and I say them because it's a collective energy, could also have been in another situation that wasn't finished yet. Okay. They could have been with a karmic partner, but this is over. So this energy here is, I want to get things back to at least to express myself of why I ran, because I do feel like this person ran from you. So you are heavily guarded. All right, let's look at your side, how you're showing up, how you feel about them, and what you need to remember this month. All right, here we go. The Lovers, my gosh. Gemini energy. Ace of Wands. We want this. Six of Swords. You want this, but is it possible to move forward? Now, some of you, if you don't want this, it's because you already are in another connection. Okay. So it's like, thanks, but no thanks. Now that I have two collectives here. So just keep that in mind. Others of you, you do want this connection. You miss this hell out of this person, but this is something where it's like, let's go. Let's not just make this friendship. I want something more. So your energy is, I don't want to just be friends. I am guarded. I am hurt, but I can't just pretend it's platonic. I have really heavy emotions for you. So this Aquarius feels this way. Again, flip the story around if it's the other way around. But I feel that this person here is a little bit nervous and doesn't really have the idea here of where it would be. Now, notice here, all of this is harmony. Like you are also seeking balance as well. So some of you, this is, let's see where it goes. Let's start off as friends, but I just want to let you know that it can't just be friends. Like I want something more. So there's going to have to be a heart-to-heart discussion. Others of you, it's, I'm in a relationship that is very much harmonious and I have clarity of why I need this transition to be. But, you know, there's appreciation here for stepping forward. This person is trying to do the right thing, which is, you know, sometimes unheard of. What you need to consider about this person, upright, what you need to consider about this person, Four Cups. This is an individual here that was when they were presented this emotional feelings from you was disappointed because they wanted just the friendship. Now that the friendship is gone entirely, God, it's really killing this individual. Okay. They may have been completely fantasizing or looking at a past relationship here. They just really didn't see it for what it was. This person's deeply a romantic, but they fantasize a lot. I also feel like there's just something here about bad timing. I do think you need to realize that this person doesn't always, it has a little bit of avoidant energy, doesn't always, especially with it being at the Queen of Cups, they don't always express their emotions. They're very much an avoidant. But this is an individual here who wants to see if they can at least get in the graces of friendship, realignment, doing the right thing, but knows that they have to give more. And they know it. What you should be focusing on for yourself, for you. Page of Swords. This is about evaluating this person's words and making sure that they match their actions, because people can show up all the time with just their actions or saying, hey, I just want to be friends, but are they just trying to put the foot in the door? And that's something here that is not really released, but I do feel this guarded energy. Six of Swords here with that is the Seven of Swords. So I do feel this energy here of why now? I'm not sure I necessarily fully trust you, even though that I want more. Like there's this energy of like, it's too good to be true. Okay, let's see what the bridge is, how this relationship wants to evolve in the coming weeks. How does this relationship want to evolve in the coming weeks? The Hangman. All right. I really feel this is someone, you see how it's like always putting yourself in there, and that's what the Hangman does. They self-sacrifice. There's something here about the time out. Some of you, you've been parted or separated from this individual for months. Some of you for years. Others of you, it's been like 4 weeks, so like close to a month. But here's the thing. Whatever the separation was to gain a perception, but there's somebody here who really needs to think about, and I think the bridge here comes with you. You know, even though you may feel the desire and compassion here to go all in, you're also really holding back. And Spirit's saying that's probably the right thing to do to make sure everything aligns with consistency. I do feel that you are going to be hearing from this individual, and I do feel that there's going to be a gift of some sort. I don't know if it's like, could be even be flowers for some of you, but there's just something here about unlocking the truth of how they truly felt for this connection. All right, that's what I got here for you, Aquarius. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. We're going to move on to Aquarius Singles next. Don't forget, there's more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area. Hello, Aquarius Singles. Let's see what's going on, what you're attracting here in love. Are you open to love first? Let's see if you're open to love first. No reversals on initial story play. Here we go. We have the Knight of Lockpicks, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Well, you are not impatient. You are an individual here who will take your time. The Knight of Lockpicks would be Pentacles, like I said. So this is someone here who takes their time, enjoys deep friendships, is in no rush to be fully committed. They're looking for a long-term commitment, and they know it takes time to find the right connection. And so this is an individual here who's more open in deep friendships, in community, in work as well. So are you open to love? Yeah, absolutely. Are you in a rush for it? Nope. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. Like you're like, it's all right. Just feel this energy of like, yeah, it is what it is. I got friends. I got my life. I'm working on my money. Let's see what's shaping you right now. Reversals are now up. What is shaping this Aquarius here for this month? Seven of Swords. There's something here, even though that you were single, that you are keeping to yourself. I want to clarify what you are shaping with that Seven of Swords, because I feel like you're looking back at something. What are you hiding? Oh, I get it. Hey, Aquarius, are you hiding and escaping from feeling a particular way? Are you trying to be busy body? This is for an individual here who's like, yeah, I tend to avoid when I'm bored or if there's nothing there and I feel like I'm okay. But here's the thing. There's this itch in you. It's like, I do want the idea of love and being in a commitment feels amazing. But I'm also like realizing, how am I going to feel, or how am I going to be open to love if I'm always with the same people, or if I'm always hanging out with family, or if I'm always hanging out with my friends, like there's just this energy of like hanging out with individuals that doesn't really allow you time to meet new people. And so that's something here where you're going, I might be guilty of this. I might be the individual here who, yeah, works all day, goes home, says I'm okay, talks to my friends on the phone or through text message or online, and then whoop, it's bedtime. Like, well, how are you going to meet new people? So is new love potential what you're calling in this month? Oh boy, we got the devil. I feel this energy of seduction. Um, Nothing wrong with that. Okay, we got Capricorn energy here. But this is energy here of God, I just want to hook up, or I just want to just be a little bit more. I'm lusting. I'm lusting. Okay. All right. What you're walking into with this lustful energy. What is this lustful energy? Six of Swords. I feel like there is a potential for you to meet somebody or put yourself out there on a dating online platform. And if it's not that, it's you taking out yourself on a date, but inviting somebody. It could be someone here that you are very physically attracted to, or if someone is very physically attracted to you and you may not be interested, it's kind of like, yeah, shit, why not? Why not? Let's see what happens. Do I think this is your forever person? No, I think this is let's just see how the emotions go. I see there's some sexual attraction here between the two of you. You're trying to move forward, you're trying to move on, and you're just trying to have a little bit of fun. All right, a little bit of fun. Things to consider with this individual. Oh, two cards came. I'm going to take them out how it is. Five of Swords here and the Sun. You know, not. I think the two of you are going to could be dealing with a Leo. Um, Even if it's just a hookup, that portion's gonna be great. But I feel like this is like a one-nighter, and if it's not a one-nighter, it's not something here that you typically here's the thing, you are an individual who wants a long-term commitment. So this is you kind of living in your shadow side a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think that this is a scorch and burner. This is a one offer. It's like, hey, I put myself out there. I tried it. It's not really who I am. I also feel like the two of you have different outlooks on how like there's something about the way that this person talks. She gets very reactive. It's like there's constantly an argument. It's not really about I don't know. I feel like Aquarius is very intellectual. Aquarius is all about good deep conversations. And with that Leo energy of the Sun, this is someone here who wants to have fun and have a good time, and is more about being in the present energy of physicalities. So I feel this energy here of that's where it's great sometimes, but I need more than just, well, some of you sex. Like it's like I just need more. All right, let's see what the advice is here for you for this month, and then we'll pull a what's blocking you card. The advice for you this month. Look at this. You got the Six of Swords. Okay. This is also allowing you to allow some emotions to come out, because I do feel this need to blow off steam. And I'm not saying you're using people. It's just that you're doing the same routine over and over. So you're realizing, hey, I'm not going to really meet anybody unless I really emotionally love what I do. But at the same time, with the Five of Swords, with the Six of Swords here, and with that Five of Swords here, you're not going to know who you're going to mesh with unless you put yourself out there. Also, this is advice here that some of you may need to go a little bit outside of your comfort zone and radius. Okay. It may not be in the town that you live at, put it that way. All right. Let's see what is blocking you when it comes to love. Not being you. You are trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. That's probably why this comes in here. Like I said, there's always a mask that people tend to wear. And I said, like I said, because I said this in the last reading, not that you listened to the last reading. But I'm going to repeat it again. when we meet individuals, it is absolutely normal to try to showcase who you are, the best of it, right? But when the mask slips, that's like, okay, it's not my whole cup of tea. There's something here about this connection or this individual where, yeah, absolutely, you're attracted to one another. It's like instantaneous. This is great. There's a lot of sexual attraction there. Could even be a one night stand. But beyond that, there's no depth to it. And so that's something here that you crave, and that may be something here that you really didn't look upon or showcase or release. But then once you sat there, and I'm kind of thinking this is like two lovers after they're done, sitting there, and not like they're smoking in bed, but it's almost as an energy here of having a conversation or starting something up, and you're like, oh no, I don't believe in that. And you're like, wait, what? Like, how did we not have this discussion before we did this? So it feels kind of that energy. All right. That's what I got here for you, Aquarius. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Club. Would love to see you there, but if not, we're going to move on to Pisces next. All right, Pisces, let's see what's going on in the relationship dynamic between you and the person on your mind. Here we go. A two-faced friend. Oh boy. Changes in your life. Well, I feel like there's something here. I don't, it almost feels like a third party interference for some of you. Let's see what the pros and cons are of this connection. Let's see what the pros and cons are. Remember, no reversals. What's supporting this connection here? Three of Pentacles. There's a third party interference. It's like, why are they in this relationship? Why does their opinion matter? The cons of this, Knight of Swords. Ooh, this is what complicates it. So some of you, this is a work relationship. Others of you, if this didn't start off as a work romance, it's something here where you started off as like deep, had mutual friends, maybe each other's family knew each other, but you do have a meddler. And this person here, even though they may be supportive of like, oh, I'm so happy the two of you are together, this person has the interference here is that they have decisions on how something needs to be. I feel like this is a family member or a friend. Sometimes you deal with the bromances, sometimes you deal with the meddling mother or the in-laws. But there's a third party interference. And even though it may seem supportive that they like the idea of you two together, it's how this connection goes where it's like, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Why are you here? Why are you playing two sides? Yeah, you have a two-faced friend. One person here says another thing, and then it's like, huh. The cons here is the communication. So there is something here that this third party interference is saying to you and saying to another individual that's not adding up. It's just not adding up. And why are they in this to begin with? Is where I want to get at. All right. So let's look at their energy. Reversals are now up. Pisces, how are they showing up? How they feel about you and this connection, and what is influencing their actions this month. All right. Justice. Oh, King of Pentacles here reversed. King. Oh my gosh. All right. So, this person is being emotionally manipulated. I feel that how they're showing up is committed to you. Absolutely. They're trying to make everything fair, but at the same time, how they feel about you, you're coming off here as the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, is clingy, needy. They feel like it has to be your way or the highway. This person here definitely plays victim to the scenario. Could also like lets their emotions, I think you're dealing with an avoidant. Pisces, you're just dealing with an avoidant, right? You really are. And they may mirror back the dark side to you in this sense, but I do feel like this is about either you're in a marriage with this individual or a long-term commitment. But whatever this commitment is, this individual is easily getting influenced by another person, and then it's like whatever stated is them thinking that you're being difficult. Okay. So this is an individual here says feels that you have to have everything about, it's all about your needs, your desires, your future, your plans. They also think that there's something about money. Money really is an issue in this dynamic, or they feel that. Now, some of you are like, this is ridiculous. They spend as much as me. But I'm just saying, this is how they feel. It's always about money with you. Always about money. It's always a conversation. Yeah. And that's usually the number one fight in relationships is money. Let's see your side here. How you are showing up, how you feel about them, and what you need to remember this month. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't blame you, but at the same time, I feel this energy of I'm done fighting about this. I'm done trying to prove myself about this. There's a Knight of Swords. There's the con. Okay, quick decision. Yeah. Here's the thing. It is a codependent dynamic, but I also feel what you're facing this month is that you have enabled this behavior as well. So you are taking accountability for that portion. There's another individual here who pretty much has taught this person, and I do want to say it's a meddling mother or father, whoever it is, or family member or bromance, whatever it is. They have an opinion on how relationships are, what kind of advice they're getting bad advice. So how you feel is, why is this person even, why are you even bringing this individual up in this scenario? They shouldn't even know about what's going on between us and our commitment, what we do. And so, yeah, you're coming off as reactive. You're coming off as like pushback, which is the cons here, but also you have some other with that meddling two-faced friend that said they were there for you and they flipped the narrative. Okay. Now the Empress here reversed Taurus Libra energy, which is what's saying what you need to remember this month is to remember your worth. Remember that when you turn your back, it's not, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You know, you don't have to over explain yourself to anybody. If this individual here is going to explain or choose their family over this connection, then something is off here in the sense where we need to discuss this. It's just between us, you know? I feel like you hold a lot of responsibility. And I think that if there is financial matters that are dimming this connection, it's not all on you. Okay. Maybe it's something here this person just wants to blame you or play, victim to the scenario. Others of you, the victimhood comes to the family, to the person. Well, they only mean well. Well, it's this is how it is. All right. Well, what's more important? Okay. What's more important than commitment? All right, let's see what you need to consider about this person. King of Swords. Whoa. Look at all the kings that came out here. Look at all the kings that came out here. What you need to consider with this person is that they look at this relationship as almost like property of investment, of like, you do this, I do that, 50-50, it feels like. All right. This individual is by the books, very strategic, but at the same time will turn their emotions off. Why? Because they have some of their own inner child issues. I know, because the King of Cups here is reversed. So this is something here where this individual is getting advisement from others, and it may not be the best advisement. It's very ego-based. This person has a huge, huge ass ego. All right, what you should be focusing on for yourself, Pisces, for you, Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. Don't give them everything that they want. Okay, this is just about equal give and take. What is fair? If this is what this person's saying, we need to have fairness. It's like, well, let's then, okay, balance it. Let me write out, like, show up as, mirror back to this person, be the Queen of Swords, be very logical about it. But again, it's up to you on how you want to approach this, but this is about reciprocity. Others of you, it's also to ask for help. Some of you, if it's like you don't feel like you have the financial means to move out, if you're stuck in a relationship that is, pretty toxic, maybe it's talking to friends, maybe temporary moving, housing, that kind of thing. The bridge, how this relationship wants to evolve in the next coming weeks. Temperance. I feel like space is needed, and it's needed for emotional alignment. This is really going to be a month here of patience, but also to really make sure that your emotions are in check. And this individual has a way to be very reactive and doesn't really claim their emotions. So keep that in mind. In order for alignment to work, because these are all cards about alignment, alignment, alignment. These are all cards about alignment here for you, Pisces. So if it's something here where it's like, if it can't be the two of us to figure this out, and not this meddling person here, then there's going to have to be space here, because maybe it's just we choose peace, could be that too. All right, that's the messages I have here for you, Pisces. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. We're going to move on. Don't forget there's more messages at Harmonia Friends Club. We're going to move on to Pisces Singles next. All right, Pisces, let's see if you are open to love. Let's see where you're showing up as here, or who you're showing up as. The Page of Lockpicks. So this is the Page of Pentacles. Well, you're a little bit nervous when it comes to putting yourself back out there in love. Even your friendships, you're reevaluating as well. You're very much in a, let me just see what's out there. And you might not like what you see. I mean, just be honest, but let's see. Let's see what's shaping you here for this month. Here we go. What's shaping this Pisces? Reversals are now up. 10 of Cups here. Whatever the last relationship was, you could have had children with this person. Man, it left you exhausted. It really did. So some of you just feel like, I'm going to be, I don't know if I will ever be ready for love. I want it, but it doesn't necessarily, I see it almost as a burden. Let's see the new love potential for what you're calling in for this month's energy here. Ooh, Knight of Wands energy. Well, you're calling someone in here who you have an admirer, definitely. You definitely have someone here who's wanting a piece of you. I mean, let's see what you're walking into here with this Knight of Wands energy. To assert, you're uncertain. I think, listen, you have an admirer this month, and this individual is a go-getter. They obviously are more than just friends. They're starting to flirt with you. Some of you, this is like a whole nother side of a friend, and you're like, why are they flirting with me? 100% they are. Or you just have an admirer that maybe you put yourself out there to see what is out there. Like I said, you're in that Page of Pentacles. It's like, let's see what opportunities are out there. But this is a person here who absolutely is asking you out. Hey, we should do something together. We should get together. The issue is the uncertainty. And even though this is the page, it still reminds me of the Page of Swords more than it does the Page of Pentacles, which is evaluating. I think some of you may be taken back by this because I don't know. It's kind of like you don't see them anything more than friends for some of you. Others of you, you're just afraid of heartbreak, because that's showing me the Three of Swords. Okay. I'll see the clarifier here on that Knight of, this is someone you already know. This is someone here you already know. This could be a bump in. This could be like, hey, oh, I didn't even know you were single. Or, hey, we should get together. We should get some drinks. You know this individual already. So they are definitely in friendly terms with you, but the actions is let me take you out. So Pisces, you got an invite of some sort here. All right, an invite. Let's see what the advice is for this month when it's dealing with this invite, this flirty energy. Uh, be prepared. Two of Cups, friends. I feel like there's you guys are already mutual friends, but it's changing the dynamic this month. So I do feel like you are going out on a date. Going out on a date. Okay. So that's not a bad thing. I think you're actually going to enjoy it. You got two twos as well. So it's something here where it's like, well, why not? Let's just see where it goes. I think you're going to enjoy it. I do. What's blocking you when it comes to love? Yeah, you just got that lone wolf attitude. You totally do. Are you really a loner? Are you afraid of loving someone who could hurt you? Listen, this person is obviously interested in you this month. So there's something here about just deepening the connection, see where it lands. Even a wolf, even a lone wolf eventually has a pack. So keep that in mind. All right. That's what I got here for you, Pisces singles. Good luck. Don't forget, there's more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club. We'd love to see you there. Don't forget to like and comment if this resonated. And we're going to move on to, well, Aries connections next. All right, Aries, let's see what's going on here with you and your person. Spirit, what's going on in this connection for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for January? Here we go. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Bouquet, compliments from an admirer. So we have a female in this connection. Now, it doesn't mean that you are, because it's a dynamic here. So it doesn't necessarily, this could be you as the woman. So keep that in mind. But some of you, it is a woman. What is supporting this connection right now? Oh, the Empress. Taurus, Libra energy. I mean, this is nice energy. I keep messing this order up. Here we go. Very meticulous in how I lay the cards out. What complicates this connection? The cons of this? Oh. I feel wow, some of you, this is a same-sex relationship. Um, here's the thing. This is a deep bond with an individual. Um, but with the 10 of Wands combination here, and it's at like the limits, it's like totally the limits. I do feel this is someone here who's always had your back. I feel a deep bond, a deep friendship. Some of you work with this individual or you work well with one another, and however this dynamic is. But I also feel that someone has expressed or has up leveled this. So I do feel it's a deep friendship or connection. Some of you, I just heard work wife or work husband. It's like, you know how like you have that dynamic where it's like, yeah, we're a couple, but we're not a couple. That's what it feels like. So Aries, I feel like you're in a connection with an individual where, um, yeah, it feels like commitment. It feels like marriage, but all of a sudden you got someone here who wants to up level it. And it's like, whoa, I didn't, I got to think about it. So there's this dynamic of like, where does that go? Now, maybe that's you who says that to this individual. Let's see their energy first. We're going to look at their energy first. And you can always flip the sides as well if the feelings are swapped. How they feel. This is going to be about, I'm sorry, how are they showing up, how they feel about you, and their actions. Oh, 9 of Cups. You're their person. You are their person. You are this person. Like this person. Gosh, they want a fresh start with they want to. Maybe this was a false start for some of you. Maybe this is a reunion of some sort for some of you. Let's see what their actions are for this month. This is a person who wants commitment with you. A full-on commitment with you. Like, you are their person. They want the full package with you. This is a person here who says, yeah, I know, but like, I also can't ignore that I have such an amazing time with you and I can't see anything, other than sharing it with you. I want to have a fresh start though, and to up level this. So we might have to get to know each other in a whole different way. Are you open to that? I'm committed to see where this goes, and they're giving you some practical, like, well, I think this is why I think it. This is so it's not like this is left field. They have some history here with you to bring this up. All right. How are you feeling about this? The other thing is, and before I even go into how they're feeling, you may be hesitant on this because you do know this person so well and you've seen the other relationships they've been in, and there might be some comparison in that as well, too. But let's see how you are showing up, how you feel about them, and what you need to know about this month. All right, how you're showing. There's absolutely a little bit nervousness. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Two of Wands. You've seen how this person has been before. That's why it's like, I'm not so sure, this person here tends to say that they're all into a lot of relationships, or maybe you've seen them say that they were committed and then they didn't, show up for it. Okay. So there's pride involved in this. And there may be something here where with that Leo energy combined, and this is just, you got 2 8s here. That's very significant. Even with it reversed, these 2 cards. I just feel for you, there's a lot of nervousness that this is the right way, because yeah, it makes sense because you guys have been playing the game, or you have been a solid relationship in one facet, but to flip this around and know the narrative of what this person's been with other commitments, because I think that has been the other issue, is you've been this person's confidant while they have been through breakups and things like that, and vice versa as well. But I also feel this energy of like not wanting to see it or not wanting to look at it. It's also something here where you just fear the worst case scenario. So it's like taking away from a comfort zone. The other thing is that there's a real pushback of taking on someone's baggage, because this individual, the cons is they do have a lot of baggage. This is not something here where it's like they're clean and everybody has their own little baggage. But this is a person here who definitely does not address the stuff that they carry and they bring it into relationships. So that's what you're fearful of. I don't blame you. So there's a lot of fear here, but you are contemplating it. All right, let's see. What you need to consider about this person. What do you need to consider about this individual who wants to start with you? Page of Pentacles. They're definitely like heavily a thinker. I also feel like this person doesn't have much. So if they just got to have a relationship, they all broke. I mean, there's just something here about like not having a home or feeling a little bit out of place, looking for they're an opportunist. They're trying to be optimistic. Again, their whole part is to have a fresh start, but at the same time, they circle around to you. And so this is a person here who I feel admires the strength of how you can kind of do things on your own as well. What you should be focusing on for yourself. Gosh, Judgment. Well, I mean, this is also regarding commitment. Do you, and this is up to you. You've ascended so far. You've gone through things. Is this going to complicate things for you? Death do us part. This is a really big decision for you this month. Let's see how this is going to affect it. But the Judgment is whichever decision you make, is a decision of a pattern that you get to choose. So if you choose not to do this, you may ascend to something else. I don't know what will happen to this, but if you choose this, a whole nother variation of timelines will unravel for you. You may have to repeat certain patterns. It's not saying you guys won't be happy. It's just that there's certain things that this relationship brings in when it comes to karmic patterns. How this relationship wants to evolve in the next coming weeks. God, 5 of Cups. Mm. There's almost like guilt or shame because there was a comfort zone here of being in that platonic mode and being in that kind of weird commitment, even though there wasn't any kind of emotional commitment of romance. But I also feel with this relationship in the back, this person here never took the capacity here to look behind them to see how solid this relationship was. But they are absolutely coming forward because they are still in this mode. This is an individual here who probably does not know how to be on their own. So that's something to consider in the next couple of weeks. They may say, you might feel a little bit of guilt and shame too for if you do deny this person, but these are normal facets that come up. So the advice here for spirit for you is when you make this decision, do what's best for you and not focus so much on, this individual and how it will, because the up leveling is that you guys have a really good connection, but the baggage this person has, they have to hold some accountability for. And it might just be a deep discussion with this individual or, a timeline of some sort here to see how you will feel about it. But everyone's going to be a little bit different for this. All right, that's what I got here for you, Aries. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my endless vault of readings. But we're going to move on to Aries Singles next. All right, Aries. For my Aries single spirit, how is Aries showing up? Are they open for love for the month of January? Here we go. Aries, are you even open for love? Well, look at this. You got the Lovers. So this is promising. Okay. Not only are you open for love, I do feel this energy here of romanticizing a little bit and maybe envisioning what a good partner would be, how you would feel in the arms of your person. So however you may represent yourself in this image, but there's just something here about seeing yourself with the person that you want to be with. So I love this. All right. So we got the Lovers energy here. We're starting off strong. You're open to love. Let's see what's shaping you right now. What is shaping Aries? Reversals are now up. What is shaping Aries when it comes to love? We have the Two of Wands here reversed. At one point, you may have had a false start, maybe even in the sense of rebounding, where you put yourself out there too soon. I feel like this is for an Aries who's like, listen, I'm willing to try it again, but not necessarily to the point of the excitement of how I had it before, because I think there were some emotions that you were processing prior that maybe you didn't really have the capacity to do so as you do now. All right, let's see what is possible here with a new love potential, what you're calling in here for the month of January. We have the Knight of Wands here reversed. Wow. Well, let's see what you're walking into before I give this full reading. All right. So this is not a winner. Okay. I feel this energy. If you do run into a person, it is they're laying it on thick. This is a person here who obviously just wants a hookup, a get together. They are overly confident. They're overly cocky. And it's all about the physicalities. Could be dealing with another fire sign, but this is a person here who's not in it for true love or true deep connection. And so this is something here where it's like, really? Like, I put myself back out there and this is the first connection I put myself back out there with. Well, yeah, they still are out there. They're still out there. Let's clarify that Knight of Wands here. Sorry, Aries. Doesn't mean that love's not possible. Oh, two. Look, two maybe there's there's a possibility of two different individuals. But do you notice how there's a 4 and there's a 4 here? Okay. I think maybe you can see two sides of this story. One, how you're reacting now, and maybe before when you jumped on in or went into that rebound energy, you fell for this. You fell for this. There's something about this round, you ain't falling for it. No. Also, there's also this possibility here of having another connection that you were interested in, but it's kind of like you're weighing out your options. So this is for an Aries who's definitely has more of a casual opportunity here. There's also a possibility here of a deep friendship forming. I do not think it's with this player. I think there's one person here that you're going to go, yeah, no, no, thanks. No, thanks. I don't want that. Your advice here for the month. Let's see what your advice here is for the month. Page of Swords. It's all about evaluation. It's not necessarily stepping into something right away. Do your research, do your homework, make sure that their words are lining up with their actions, because some people can promise the whole freaking world to you. Let's see what's blocking you from love, if there's anything that you need to consider to help you in the near future. Eye candy. Beauty fades. Choose someone for their inner beauty and personality. Now, here's the thing. This person is eye candy. And so this is what Spirit's saying, that maybe it's not all about the looks, and maybe that's why you feel more this presence of stepping back this month, seeing what's out there, but also going, this feels so fake. This feels so Barbie like or Ken like. So I feel like this Aries here is definitely keeping their options open. There's a lot of comparisons going on. There's a potential of a friendship forming as well. And it may not be somebody here of your typical type. Okay. It could also be an age difference between the two of you. All right, that's what I got here for you, Aries. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, and don't forget to comment below. And there's more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club if you're interested. We're going to move on now to Taurus. Taurus is now up. Welcome, Taurus, my bulls. Let's see what's going on between you and the person. What is going on in this relationship dynamic, Spirit, for the month of January? Here we go. Weeping Willow, family sorrow. Pale, time to get out of a situation. So you could have a family with this individual, but I also feel like, I mean, you could be married to this person, have children with this person, but if not, if you are in a commitment and it hasn't gone to, God, I almost feel like there could be family drama for some of you. All right, let's see what the pros and cons are of this connection. What supports this connection right now? Remember, no reversals. Oh, here we go. Devil energy, Taurus, Capricorn energy. God, I did it again. I put these in the wrong order. I'm so meticulous how I lay this spread out. Well, dang. I mean, the thing is with the devil energy, it's usually a card of patterns. So there could be escapism involved, but how this is being supported is there's a chance here to break a karmic pattern. So the devil's not always a bad card, especially when it's coming up as a supportive card here, because it's also a card here of focusing on something specific. So whatever that ailment may be, or that vice may be. Let's see what the cons are with this. What complicates this connection? What complicates this connection, Spirit, for Taurus and their person? God, Two of Cups. Time to get out of a situation. Family story, but that feels like a cup down, a cup out. So I'm seeing like 3 of Cups here. So what complicates this is that the two of you have such amazing moments together, but the shadow side is really mirrored back to you. Do you see how these are two shades, two different colored cups? So the two of you trigger each other in a massive way. And there's just something here about this dynamic that feels codependent, or it feels like there is a vice of some sort that gets in the way of this connection. And it's could be negative self-talk, it could be a substance abuse, it could be anything. It could be spending too much money, it could be sex, like, obviously like sex addiction, anything in that sense. But the two of you do have a solid connection, but someone here has a vice. And there's also something here about breaking it and not necessarily carrying this vice over and over and over again. Okay. Let's see how this person here feels about you. We're going to see how they are showing up, how they feel about you, and what influences their actions this month. Reversals are now up. They will be affected by these two cards. Three of Swords here. Man, this person, do they come from a broken home? Is that what it is? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of jealousy and pain here, but I also feel like this individual here compares themselves to you and like how different you were raised or how things were. I just feel like this individual is very scarred. How they show up is that they lock and key their heart, their secrets, everything. How they feel about you, the Sun reversed, Leo energy. See what their actions are this month. All fear-based stuff. This individual here is in a little bit Delulu land. Some of you are dealing with an addict. I mean, I'm just going to be flat out honest in this sense where it feels like that for specific. I know it's not going to be for everybody, but there's something here about this person's past that's very, very dark. And here's the thing. They thought when they were with you, it was like the luckiest thing in the world. Maybe you guys met during summertime. But the losses that this individual has had really shapes and affects what's possible or what can evolve in this connection. So there's always something in the way, whether it's this person's past, whether it is this person's, it could even be a past relationship, an ex, it could be the way that they were raised, but it's definitely their past. I mean, I really feel like it is. So I'm just going to state that it's their past. But this is a card here, Pisces energy here of illusions. And something is coming out this month about this individual. And it's like once they state this, once they see it, it's kind of like it's almost like they get sloppy with it. They're exposed. Family secrets are coming out. Interesting. All right, let's see what's on your side. How you are showing up in this connection. How is my collective? Oh, yeah, you're leaving. Some of you are relocating. Yeah, we have the Emperor energy, how you feel with them. Very master manipulative, narcissistic. Oh, yeah. So you were deeply devoted. You wanted the best for this individual in this scenario. But this month, it's been really like I feel this energy of you continuing to turn your back to this individual. You can't fix them. Some of you, this family star is that you do have children with them. You're doing the best. Some of you are actually being more of the parent in this sense. Children are with you. But with that Emperor reverse energy, could be dealing with an Aries. This is a person here who's very heavily egotistical, but there's something about their past that is super, super dark. So you're dealing with an individual here that has really allowed their past to not only shape them, but not try to take responsibility as an adult to look at it, evaluate it. And so how you see this person is that they could never do, like in their eyes, they can never do wrong, or they blame a lot to you. The biggest thing that's coming up here for now for you is also a very harsh karmic pattern of lessons. This is how it's supporting you, is that the capacity here of walking away from this. Some of you are doing it this month, but there's secrets coming out about the commitment. There's secrets coming out about the family dynamic that maybe you've never known before, but it's going to really solidify why you were leaving or why you left. Okay. What you need to consider about this person. What do you need to consider about this person? Queen of Cups. Well, here's the thing about the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. They could be very loving, very intuitive, but they also could be very manipulative when it comes to their own emotions, because this is a person here who can read others and then puts on a mask and says, okay, everything is fine. So they can avoid a lot as well. They're very quiet when it comes to emotional, but they can be very emotional manipulative when they know it can shift the room. Okay. Especially with the idea of you leaving. All right, Taurus. What you should be focusing on for yourself this month in this dynamic. Oh, gosh, 4 cups. Right now, it probably doesn't feel like this. I feel like this is a Taurus here who is not really looking at the possibility of a future with another. Okay, is more like, I'm so disappointed with what happened here. And like I said, that 3 cups, and I said, I feel like there's 3 cups here. It's like something went sour, something got tipped over. So this is something here where the Spirit's reminding you for this month, you know, you might be stuck a little bit in rumination, how things used to be, how it could have been, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But there's also this huge opportunity here that is being presented to you by trusting your intuition that it's time to walk away. The 4 of Cups, again, is that dreamy card, but it's also a card here being discontent. And it's not comfortable to be, obviously, in that notion of change. Change is never comfortable. It's a growing pain. But there's also an opportunity here that you can't see right now that you're walking towards. And that may not be right here in front of you, like for this month. But Spirit's saying, don't forget to be optimistic about what is ahead versus what is not happening now or what is in the past. You can't really fix that. The bridge here, how this relationship wants to evolve in the coming weeks. 7 of Wands. Proper. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of defensive energy here, a lot of guarding, protecting. And I think there's this energy here with you walking away, a person being very defensive of why. Or they may flip the narrative here. So just be prepared that this person here is going to be a little bit aggressive with the vanishing or the moving of you. All right. That's what I got here for you, Taurus. If this resonated, go ahead, hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area. We're going to move on to singles next. All right, Taurus, my bulls, my singles. Let's see if you are open to love. Who are you showing up as? Here we go. We have the Hierophant. So to you, Taurus energy, that's you. I mean, first of all, that's you. It's you. How are you showing up? Authentic. You know what you want when it comes to a commitment. You are very based upon a traditional relationship. It's family is incredibly important to you, but you're looking for the full picture. You don't want to just be single and a hookup. This is for a Taurus here who's looking for a serious connection for this month's energy. That's how you're showing up as. All right. You're open to love. Let's see what's shaping you next. What is shaping this Taurus Spirit? Reversals are now up. What's shaping you? Love. Okay. You're looking for, and it's not that you're, when you think of Gemini energy, it's a card here, with the lovers. It's a card here of not just a relationship. It's a card here of compromise. You're willing to compromise some things. I love how this goes from the traditional belief here, and then we go from a 5 to a 6. So you're definitely looking for a deep connection of somebody here. It doesn't have to fit all of the boxes. It's just you want a relationship here that feels like home, that feels that you can connect to one another, that feels that you guys are in it with one another, You know, even in the disagreements, you always come back together. There's a deep connection here. And I feel that the connection here with the foreheads together is a third eye. So you're really looking for an intuitive soul, as intuitive and awakening as you, mindful. All right. New love potential, what you're calling in for this month. Good luck, Taurus. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, the Four of Pentacles. Well, Taurus, I do feel like this could be this could be a friend, or this could be somebody here you work with. All right? You definitely know this person already. So something has been established with this individual. You have not been romantic with this person. No, you have not. So let's see what you're walking into with this Four of Pentacles. This person is, I don't want to say they're cheap, but they're way, way reserved. This is a person here who's very type A, doesn't spend a lot of money on themselves. They will penny pinch when they have to, but they also really believe in a deep foundation. So there's something here about seeing all of a sudden this deep foundation. Let's see what you're walking into. Oh, the Empress reversed. Huh. Taurus, I feel like if this is not you who has an eye on a specific person, I mean, and it's someone who's coming to you, you're the one who's sitting here like this. It's like, but I do feel there is a dynamic here, and the dynamic may be it's not like there's something forbidden about this. It almost feels like, you know, with Taurus, more Taurus energy and Libra energy now, but there's something here that feels like we can't go through that threshold. Maybe it's like a boss of some sort. Others of you, the threshold here is I don't want this friendship to break. It's going to feel really weird. You know, or maybe it's like I always saw this person as my sibling. You know, I didn't think that there was something more here. But someone here definitely is smothery. And I call the Empress when she's reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles when they're reversed, my smother mother card. Okay. It's like they see the possibilities of a future, and it's like, well, why not? We should get together. So there's this clingy energy. What you're walking into is a very clingy energy. Look at this clingy energy. One is holding on to like, no, we're friends. Another one is like, I think we should, you know, there's something more here. There's another sign that got something like this, similar. They were kind of hesitant to change the dynamic of this relationship. All right, let's clarify that Four of Pentacles here. Yeah, the Knight of Swords here. So someone here is giving all of the reasons of why this is a bad idea. Okay, and it's not in a way that feels, because you know this person already, you understand this individual, you are comfortable with this person, you are 100% comfortable with this person. Okay, Taurus. But the thing is that your communication, or this person's communication, whoever's against it or whoever's being more clingy to it, is an individual here who is very sharp with their words and will give all the reasons why it may not work, and that may be you. Okay. Or an individual here who says, well, we can't be that. This XYZ, this will complicate this. All right. What you need to consider, the advice for this month with dealing with this individual. I mean, this is very similar to another reading where there is an actual possibility here of something that could work. The Four of Wands here. There is someone here who wants to, like, who's laying out, like, how come we don't date? Like, we should date. And I think Taurus is like, what? But the two of you work well together. Yeah, you do. So it may not be in the image that you have envisioned or see, but it is a commitment that has a lot of possibilities, you know? And I feel like there's just something here about this happy house, this happy union. Um, you know, there's room for this if one can kind of switch. I mean, the two, there's a dynamic of holding it and bursting out, and another one who's like, I think we should try it, you know? And so it's kind of like, it's a little bit new, whoever this is. All right, let's see what's blocking you in love. Because I mean, you're definitely looking for a traditional relationship. Maybe this person doesn't fit your traditional needs, you know, like you guys have a little bit different belief systems. Could be that too. Or an age difference. Walking away. You leave too quickly when things get challenging. Stay and try to work it out. Well, there you go. Spirit just called it out on it. You know, don't get, I think there's something here where it feels messy, or there's a fear here of losing the connection altogether. But Spirit's saying, well, how do you know if you don't bend the rules a little bit? Okay. This could actually be a relationship that really works out for you. Opposites attract. Opposites attract is what I heard. All right, that's what I got here for you, Taurus. If this resonated for you, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club. We're going to move over to Gemini Connection next. All right, my gems, here we go. Let's hone in onto your person and see what's going on with this relationship dynamic, Spirit. Here we go. Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths open up. Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. I almost feel like, Gemini, it feels like you're deepening a bond. And there's an opportunity here for some of you to relocate if this is long distance. But I feel like others of you, if there's something about blending families or having children, there's a deep discussion happening. This it involves family, it involves the home, it involves the environment. So either you're moving in together, you're buying a new house together, or you are changing the dynamic of this family. Some of you could be, you know, could be marriage that is in the talk as well, if you're not ready for babies. All right, let's see what is supporting this connection and what complicates this connection. Remember, only no reversals in the initial story play. Look, there's a possibility here of growth. You don't know what's going to happen by doing this, but it's exciting. It's exciting for the both of you. All right. What complicates it? Oh, the Emperor. Aries energy. Could be dealing with an Aries. Well, the Emperor has a particular meticulous way of doing stuff, and the ego can get in the way. He's all four kings in one, right? Could be very much needing to check all the boxes, wanting to plan way ahead, controlling when it comes to that, very much a protector. I mean, let's keep that in mind. They are a protector, they are a go-getter, they are, you know, very loving, sincere, father-like, but at the same time, you know, this boss leader attitude can come off as really bossy. So you guys might clash a little bit on what the next move is, what it's going to look like, the picture of it, the dynamic of it. Okay, let's see how they currently feel. Let's see how they are showing up, how they feel about this connection, and what is influencing their actions. Reversals are now up. They will be affected by this row. How are they showing up? 5 of Cups. Disappointed. How they feel about you? Oh, did you guys have a fight? Oh, I feel this person here feels a little bit guilty and shameful. They know they're bossy. They do. They absolutely do. And I think there's a lot of sadness on how things had left off. I think there was a massive possibility here of change, but this individual's like, I messed up. I was too rough. I shouldn't have stated it that way. I really do wanted to see the best for both of us. I should have heard them out. I should have listened. Like, there's just something here about listening. But they feel like they took this opportunity and just throw it out here. Okay. Massive karmic lesson here for this person, but they also feel like there's a reckoning of not being able to return. And remember, it says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So there's a possibility of this individual starting to get in that energy here of more optimism, and is like, maybe I didn't screw everything up. Maybe I can take accountability for this. The Emperor will take accountability if they're not too heavily into their ego. If they can see it. This person is seeing it. Okay. The Five of Cups here supporting it. They're really evaluating themselves. All right. Let's see how you're showing up here for you, Gemini. How are you showing up? The Eight of Pentacles here, reverse. Man, are you just trying to be busy? Is that what it is? How you feel about them? Justice. Dang, you're ruthless. Listen, I get it. If you're working with or dealing with someone here with a high ego who could have high narcissistic traits, to you, you're like, listen, I backed away. I asked for fairness. I asked for truth, and I just wanted harmony, and I chose peace. For a lot of you, this was such a struggle to leave because you could see such a future with this individual. You put so much work and effort. You were just kind of a visionary here, and this person squashed it. And so there's this energy here of like, so I do feel you're showing up as hyper independent, hyper vigilance, but also like how you feel is, well, things are more balanced now. If I feel like I'm going my direction, this person is getting what they wanted or, what they deserve. What you need to remember about this individual. Oh, the Knight of Wands here, reverse. This person's impulsive. This person here is aggressive. And there's something here about holding their stance. They're reactive really quickly. And they also feel it's impulsive here. This is kind of one of those things where it's like makeup sex, it feels like. So yeah, it can be great, but at the same time, it could be so vile at the same moment. It can go one way or the other. And so there's this energy here, somebody here wanting to make it up with you and feeling like, oh my gosh, I screwed up. So you already feel this, what's happening. It's a pattern, but can you pass this? Some of you are going to pass this up. I mean, I can't be. This is for the collective. Some of you want it, some of you don't. All right. Things to consider with this person. They are taking accountability. Yeah. All right. This person is not only taking accountability, they're showing you some plans and actions of what they're doing to work on themselves. Some of you, they're going to therapy. Okay. It's like, yeah, I realize it. I need some work here. I'm working on myself. But this is also an individual here that they're very visual. So they need to see the full picture. And maybe when you were showcasing that picture, that grandiose way of looking at things, it may have scared them, so there's something here about, let's look at this together. And maybe if you could kind of, you have very different love language than this individual. All right, let's see what your dynamic is, what you should be focusing on for yourself. That disappointment. And you do have some disappointment here and fantasy of what coulda, shoulda, woulda, but you're missing the opportunity of evolving something together, or possibly seeing that it just wasn't for you. Okay. The Four of Cups is usually that very much a mediocre card, but it's also a card here of a daydreamer. So you may have been daydreaming about a specific way this needs to be, but Spirit's saying, you can't do that. It's about, if you're going to be in a relationship like this, it's evolving together. You also have to take accountability on your part. Some of you are not going to want to hear that. But the Four of Cups also is, there's a bigger opportunity here of unconditional love, even if this person is not right for you. And it's fine. If you don't want it, it's fine. But then don't be so pessimistic about other opportunities that are in front of you, Spirit's saying. What is the possibilities here of how this relationship wants to evolve in the coming weeks? massive transformation, death. All right. Now, with an ending also comes a beginning. Okay. So it's not saying necessarily that this relationship is over. This way of how this relationship was, which is a firecracker, which was egotistical, which was controlling, which was not taking accountability in both ends, is ending. Okay. That is changing. Now it's up to you if you want to have a start with this individual. Takes two to have a start with this individual, or if you want to move on. Spirit's saying this change is needed. It's a transformation for the both of you. The both of you. All right. That's what I got for Gemini. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Club. We're going to move on to Gemini Singles next. Okay, my Gemini Singles are now up. Let's see if you were open for love, how you were showing up for January. Here we go. Remember, no reversals here. Justice. Libra energy. You're very calculated. You want fairness. I don't know. You're kind of like Gemini, and this is Libra energy, so it's more air energy as well, but you're judgy. Okay. You are very judgy this month when it comes to relationships, as all shall be, when you are newly, if you are single and you're looking for new love. So I get it. I almost said newly single. Some of you are newly single. Okay. Remember, it's never a mistake. It's like Bob Ross. We paint pictures. All right. Let's see what's going on here. What is shaping Spirit Gemini for the month of January when it comes to love? Reversals are now up. Destiny. The wheel. Dang. If it's meant to be, it will be. But you also are kind of, it's something you don't believe in miracles, but you question it sometimes. It's like, when is it? When's it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my turn? Let's see if new love is showing up for you in January. Page of Pentacles here, reverse. I'm going to say no. And here's why. You're more focused on the levels of what's out there, and to you, it doesn't look good. It's like, I don't like my options. I don't like what I see out there. All immaturity. Are these people like, why are like they're grown-ups, but they're acting like, children kind of thing? It's that kind of energy. The Page of Pentacles is an opportunist. You're seeing a lot of individuals here who are opportunists in the sense here of needing a caregiver. Gemini's like, I'm not being your caregiver. Like, I want to see some real options, and I'm not seeing any options, and I'm getting a little pessimistic. Let's see what you're walking into. Well, just as I said, there's no connection here. There is one. And whatever this run-in is different. Isn't that interesting? It happens when you least anticipate it this month. And I also feel like it's when you start shifting the focus on the possibility that you could have a run-in with an individual. All right. Let's clarify that. I usually clarify the Page of Pentacles energy here because that's what the possibility of someone coming in. But I do feel you have run-ins with individuals that you go, no, not for me. But let's see what this connection is about. Oh, Ace of Swords here, reverse. This is a person here you've rejected in the past. So I'm not saying that you had, because you're newly single, like whether you're newly single or this is a past connection, because this is about new love. This is somebody here that was passed up. You kind of put them in the category of an opportunist. They're coming back around. They're coming back around this month. And maybe that's why it feels like, again, going around in circles. All right, advice with dealing with an individual who's coming back around. Oh. Friends. I feel this energy of you friend zoning someone. And there is someone here who is looking over the shoulder here of what you want in a partnership and stuff like that. And this person here is like, well, I can be that. I could be that. I don't know. I feel like this is mutual friends. So whoever this is, Gemini, is someone who either is someone that you friend zoned and you nixed before, but an individual is like, well, I still got a shot. What is that movie from? It's I forget. Was it Dumber and Dumber? I don't remember the movie where she's like, I will never date you. And he's like, and it was like 1% chance. And they're like, I still got a shot. This is what it feels like. This individual here still wants to have a shot. Even if it's friendship. So just be wary. This person is coming up. Let's see what's blocking you from the commitment that you're looking for. Sorry, not everybody gets a winner, but you do have somebody here who's an opportunist and wanting to give something one more shot. Untrue stories. You tell yourself bad things. There's an energy of negativity. Change your stories and see the good that can happen. I really feel there's this need here to flip the narrative of not saying like it's karmic, bad luck. It's focusing on the stories here that you do have true connections with, the possibilities of something being more. Maybe not a 1%er though. Okay, so that's what I got here for you, Gemini. Good luck. Don't forget to like and to comment if this resonated. And if you want more additional messages, just go on over to Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area. It's an evolving vault. All right, we're going to move on to Cancer next. All right, Cancer. Go ahead and think of your person. Here we go. Let's see what the relationship dynamic is for Cancer for January. Here we go. Cancer. Axe. Forces working against you. Oh boy. Seems aggressive. Oh my gosh. As a card goes flying out like a kangaroo jumps out. Unsettled times need to plan ahead. Well, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. Well, dang. You may have children with this individual. I feel like almost like an escape plan, wanting to get out of something. All right, let's see how this is supporting you right now, this relationship. Oh my gosh. Well, this is never comfortable in this support, and it may feel like this sucks for this Cancer, and my heart goes out to you because I'm not trying to make light of it. But it is supporting you by bringing you back to reality. Did you jump into something that you thought was going to be your forever? I almost feel this energy here of being or rose-colored glasses or something in this level here of having it all, but at the same time, everything falls, like falling flat. And the support here is like, well, how could it get any better? Well, when you get to the rock bottom, the only place to go is up. So the universe is supporting you, but it's also like this had to happen. You weren't seeing it. All right. What complicates this connection? Oh my gosh, the star that comes after the tower. It's coming in order. Aquarius energy. Spirit says that you have to trust this fall, this breakup, this opportunity that you went to, that this commitment that you were in. How this is supporting you is that you had a big heart. You had faith. You trusted the process. You said, yes, this is it. I'm going to dip my toes into it. I'm going to see the repercussions. So you're taking accountability on that. And Spirit's saying there's no like wrong way of doing it, but it's the way that you rooted in. You rooted really deeply into your emotions when it came to this person or it comes to this person. All right. Let's see how this individual, how they are showing up, how they feel about this connection, and what is influencing their actions this month. How are they showing up, Spirit? Oh gosh. 10 of Pentacles here reversed. They're not showing up. Get out is what I just heard. 7 of Swords here. They think you lied to them. How they feel is that you're a liar. You deceived them. This is how they feel. Okay. This doesn't necessarily mean who you are, but they don't trust you. They think you're full of it. What influences their actions this month? This doesn't feel good. Again, this is an individual here who goes from your wish is my command to you get nothing. No soup for you. No soup for you. All right. This person does not trust you. This person thinks that you hid stuff from them. And they also fear that something is unfair or unbalanced. And something has to do with money. Some of them think that you are in it just for the money, the security. All right. Cancer, let's see how you're showing up. How are you showing up in this connection? Distraught? Freaked out? Wanting out? This feels abusive to you? Definitely a karmic connection. Capricorn energy. This is seeing all the toxicities of this coming out. And you know what? Here's the thing. How it's supporting you is that you were the light. You know, you were like a moth to the flame. And sometimes when you're in higher vibration, you do attract karmic patterns again to see if there's something meant to break. But this one seems like you broke it quick. It's like rose colored glasses went in and all of a sudden throw out. So some of you went back to an ex. Others of you, there's something about a reunion that goes whoosh, like it's just like something that goes sour, or you jumped into a relationship without really knowing each other for very long. There's just something here about the mask slipping. How you feel about them? Egotistical, prideful, arrogant, cruel, Leo energy. Always protecting their assets. All right. What you need to remember this month for yourself here. This is bringing up a whole slew of memories that you almost go, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is why it went sour the last time. Like it was all nice and glowing and we were there for each other. And then the same reason why this broke us up the last time. Others of you, if it's rose colored glasses, it's like, this feels familiar. I ran into something like this before the last time. But here's the thing. You're getting out of this one way quicker, Cancer. So give yourself some credit. I mean, I just feel like you're really hard on yourself. And that's just me saying, and some spirit saying, it's like, I feel like you really are hard on yourself for this. You know, a person here who leaps or jumps for the love and follows their heart, you know, is brave, is courageous. And yeah, you might fall, but the whole point of it is you tried. And you take accountability and you realize something much quicker. I feel there's a relationship here that you either ran back to or you ran into that was kind of like another test of what an old karmic pattern is. Something you need to consider about this person. Uprights only now. My God, Knight of Pentacles. This person either has money. Oh, it's all about the money, all about their business. It's about commitment, but I feel like this person cares more about their stability or how they are seen in the public eye. So this is a person here who wants to come off as a provider, a businessman or gal, but it's someone here who's like, I'm the family man, I'm the family gal. This is someone here who takes great pride in how this looks or appeals. And if you don't fit the part, well, bye. That's what it is. They won't, that's how they feel. What you got to know about that person. All right. They're also so slow on making certain decisions. They're very methodical. What you should be focusing on for yourself this month. Gosh. Listen, this is so fast. but some of you got to get the hell out of there. It's like going the distance, getting out of there, taking quick actions here to separate. This is just, it's happening so quickly for you. How this relationship wants to evolve in the coming weeks, moving forward, moving on. Like, get on your boat, SOS. I also feel like Spirit's saying to you, don't be afraid to ask for assistance or go back to family. There's just something here where, you do have loved ones by your side, so you're not completely all on your own. But I also feel an emotional need to get the heck out of there, or heck out of this environment or this toxic relationship. All right, that's what I got here for you, Cancer. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Club. We're going to move on to Cancer Singles next. Hello, Cancer Singles. Let's see what's going on here for new love for you. First of all, let's see if you're open to love first for this month, for January. Here we go. Remember, no reversals on initial card. We have the Knight of Arms. The Knight of Arms. So the Knight of Arms in this deck is the Knight of Air. Okay. So, you're a little bit on guard. Aggressive on saying no. And there's a particular person this month that you're like, no, I don't know. There's just you're striking back. Okay. Let's see what's shaping this. Reversals are now up. What's shaping this for Cancer Singles? Oh. You haven't had much luck, have you? And there's something here about whatever the last relationship Cancer had was like a doozy. A doozy. It almost made you want to give up on love, but you're not necessarily giving up on love. You're just very much more discernment. You're on guard. It's like you want no funny business. So what's shaping you is, I trust my discernment. I trust my limitations, but I don't have time for it. And it irritates me easily. And there's something about being irritated this month. All right, let's see what is actually coming your way, if it's possible, that new love potential, or what you're calling in. I said Gemini. Maybe you have Gemini in your chart. Is Cancer here open to, oh gosh, look at all this aggressiveness, fighting. Nope. You're not happy with what you see out there. And if there are selections out there, there's an aggressive one that you absolutely do not desire. What you're walking into: confusion. It's not, I feel like swipe, or, I don't know if you're speed dating. Some of you may be, or some of you may just be looking at your what's out there and it's like, absolutely not. No, none of these options or anything or anyone I want to be with. And is this really real? I think you're very confused. You're like, is this even worth it? Honestly, I feel a little defeated. Let's clarify that Five of Wands, that defeated energy, because it's like, it's just oversaturated. Yeah, it's just, do I want to get involved in this? Do I even want to start dating again? Some of you are just hearing it, and maybe you're hearing stories from other people, loved ones who are also single, is like, it's not that great out there. Let's be honest, the dating sites are not great. I don't encourage anybody. It's, a lot of people love them. I don't do them, because I always want to say, date yourself. Go into the areas where you can be with community. Put yourself out there where it's more natural and organic. And that's the way it should be. And even if it's like, you can still do it with online communities, but it doesn't necessarily mean to be looking for those profiles, because I just feel like there's always some kind of weird desperation on there. That's just me. But this is the Hangman here, about gaining the perception here and listening to all of gossip. And there's just something here where you're looking at the perception of, I don't know if I want it. You've been in timeout for a while, though. I see a 4. not 4 weeks. Some of you, it's been 4 months. What's the advice here for you? And then we'll do a card here of what you're blocking. What's the advice? No reversals. Good luck. Ace of Wands. The advice Spirit is having is basically the advice I gave you. What lights you up? What makes you excited? And I feel like it's something dealing with art or music or I don't know, just creativity, because that's where there's possibilities of love. And for a lot of you, this is a hobby and joining a community, but this is about putting yourself out there with what lights you up, meeting the right people, being vibration of it. And it may involve some traveling. The Ace of Wands here is a card here of traveling. It really is, because you got to go the distance. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's see what is blocking you when it comes to love. Feel unloved. That breaks my heart. You deserve someone who can support you emotionally and love you fully. Ah, that breaks my heart. I feel like that's had to do with the past relationship. What shapes you is that you did all of the work. It's like I didn't even get appreciation or gratitude. And maybe there was a relationship where someone just took advantage of it, wasn't interested. So I get it. It's this, and it's one thing to say, oh, I want to love myself, but that feeling of feeling unloved is sucky. So I feel for you. I'm sending you so much love with that. But you do deserve someone who can support and emotionally love you fully. And maybe that is in deep friendships as well. And some of you may feel like you don't even got that, but there's something about really to start being more open to community and meeting new people. And maybe it's not on the dating profiles. All right. That's what I got here for you, Cancer. If this resonated, go ahead, hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area. We're going to move on to Leo connections next. All right, Leo, my lions and lionesses. Let's see what's coming on here in January's energy with you and your person. What's going on, Spirit, in this dynamic? Here we go. Target, a goal-oriented person. Sagittarius? Are you dealing with a Sagittarius, another fire sign? That reminds me of bow and arrow. I always think of Sagittarius. Purse, pay attention to your finances. Interesting. So this relationship, someone's definitely very career oriented, worrying about that. All right, let's see what the dynamic is here. What is Spirit for Leo? What is supporting this connection and this dynamic? Gosh, it's all about money. Queen of Pentacles here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Well, she invests wisely. She's very much a nurturer, takes care of everything, all the practical things, even at the home front here. But man, pay attention to your finances, a goal-oriented person. So someone here is very much focused on career. Okay. What complicates this connection? Career. That's what I just heard, career. Oh man, it almost feels like there's an up leveling going on. I mean, with a 5 of Wands, this is a competitive nature, trying to prove a point. The narrative has been flipped. I feel for you, Leo, something has been flipped. So I do feel you have been up leveling, but you're also dealing with an individual. It's almost like you two are being very competitive with one another. But when it comes to career, interesting. Is this a career-based romance? All right, let's see how they're showing up, how they feel about you, and what is influencing their actions. How are they showing up towards Leo? Oh, gosh. They have high expectations here to use. So this is a spender. This is Taurus, Libra energy. This is usually a person here who has self-worth issues, but probably overspends, or tries to overcompensate, make themselves out to be a really, really good leader, but they really need others in order to look the part, look good. All right. This is what this person does. This is a user. This person really here uses people. Yeah, let's see how they feel towards you. Two of Wands. Ambitious. What's their next move here towards you? Oh, man. You know, this person's ticked off. Maybe you cut this individual off, or maybe there was a heavy dispute about finances. But let me tell you, I feel like this person uses you financially. And this is something here where an individual sees you carefully planning, putting things aside, maybe getting out of a toxic relationship or, toxic. I don't know. I almost feel very codependent relationship here. All right, let's see how you're feeling. Oh yeah, you want out. If you haven't left this individual, you have absolutely are in the midst here of relocating, leaving, seeing this as enough is enough. And the competitive nature comes in it that this person here, Leo, feels that you owe them. You owe them. And this person had no problem either spending your money or your time and efforts for their needs, their desires. It had nothing to do with you. It was all about what can I get out of this? So here's the thing. This individual, what's going to happen this month with this person, with the fact that Ace of Swords here is reverse, is I feel like there is no mental clarity with this person. It's a blaming kind of attitude. So be prepared. You are the target, but the target is because you're on target here of up leveling. How you feel about them? A user, an abuser, an over romanticizer who tries to say that they were the one who was the knight in shining armor, or the one who proposed, all you care. I almost feel like they have flipped the narrative to going, all Leo cares is about the money. This is a person here who over romanticizes their own damn part, and you know it, and very unapologetic how they treat you. Very unapologetic. It's not even like a laughing manner. It's like, oh my God. What you need to remember about this is just a person here who siphons. This is how they have gained most of their up leveling in their life, is siphoning partners. I do feel like this person here does not like that you have a new direction, does not like that they can't be a spender of some sort. But I also feel like there's certain things that you wish that you could get in return, and you're not getting a return back. It's like you learned a lesson. That's a lesson. It's a harsh lesson of this individual. All right. What you need to consider about this person this month. What you need to consider about this person. No reversals. Ace of Swords. They're nervous. There's a lot of insecurities, especially with what is owed. All right. There's something here where I feel there's some legalities as well. But if it's not money, it's like, I think this person here is very, very, very much concerned about their reputation, how they look. That's what they care about. So this really affects their reputation. So this person is playing victim. They are Leo. What you should be focusing on for yourself. Congratulations. Just your recognition. All of the hard work you have put into yourself will be recognized. But the biggest thing right now is self-love, endurance for you. And a lot of you are being seen because you've made a career move. And this career move actually made you or forced you to relocate, which was the best thing to do. But basically what Spirit wants you to do is to focus and recognize how far you've come, and that the possibilities here of getting out of here. Now, if some of you are in the tail of leaving this person this month, this is Spirit reminding you who you are. You can get through this. It's encouragement. All right. What is the bridge here? how this relationship wants to evolve in the coming weeks. It's not about evolving, it's about dissolving, okay? This is a really harsh lesson because this also showcased that you have to start over with a foundation, but you're very determined. But also, this individual, the lesson for them is to put them to work. And a lot of them have gotten or up leveled or surpassed certain things where, it's almost like a person here who's like, one day I'll be boss and is like, I don't want to do the steps. I don't want to learn how to do it. This is what this person has to do. They have to start from scratch as well. But there's a difference here. You have the perseverance, you have the determination, and you have the capacity here to get this stability. This individual has the ability here, almost like at a page level, to begin that. So I do feel that that's what this bridge was. You were a big wake up call to this individual. All right, that's what I got here for you, Leo. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area. We're going to move on to singles. Leo singles. This is for singles and new love. Let's see if you're open for love first. Here we go. Spirit, are they open? Oh, we have High Priestess. Well, the High Priestess is one who kind of remains hidden, trust their intuition. And there's something here about this month where you're really honing into your psychic capacity and capabilities here when it comes to connections. So are you open to love? You are, but you're more open to the level of not just to get to know a person. You just need to be in their energy to see what feels right to you. So it's not a bad thing. All right, let's see what's shaping you. Reversals are now up. What's shaping you when it comes to love? Page of Cups. Yeah, you're open. You're open to new love and possibilities, invitations, receiving invites. So that's a good sign. Okay. Let's see what new love potential, what you're calling in or who you're calling in. A solid offer. So you're in the energy here of trusting your gut, keeping an open mind and an open heart space, and seeing what is out there. You are being optimistic. That's like you scanning the room here, Leo. Let's say you're going food shopping and you're like, well, today's the day. I might meet somebody here at the market, and then kind of scanning it and just feeling the energy is like, maybe it's that person. Maybe it's this person. You're just keeping it open. And that's been kind of cool. And you may be seeing some signs and synchronicities, things that you have asked your angels on, and receiving those signs that, hey, you were aligned. 777 may be something significant to you. All right, let's see what you're walking into. Now, this isn't somebody from the past, so don't worry. It's like, what? No, I don't want a reconciliation with my past. That's not what I wanted to. I do feel that there is some moment that you're going to hit this month that is going to remind you of a past situation with where you took an offer and held it. And it could have been a friendship and had second guessed of, like, I think it's almost like you reevaluate the version of who you used to be and the version of who you are now and who you would trust now. What you're walking into is a situation that looks like the past. Okay. Let's clarify it. It looks like it. You have it in your hands. So it starts with friendship. All right. It's a solid opportunity to meet someone who you're just going in casually as possibility of friendship. You may meet this person at work, at school, community. It feels like something with mutuality, like friends. But the decision call is you. This is you simply trusting your gut. It reminds you of a past. It reminds you of a past situation of how you used to feel. So let's see what the advice is. But this could go either way, whether you take this offer or you're not. You're supposed to trust your gut on this. This is not something here Spirit's like, but I'll give you some advice here from Spirit. What advice? Yes, in Spirit. We'll also do a blocking card here. What's blocking you? 3 of Wands. So, Spirit says the advice for you is yes, it's amazing to put yourself out there. There you are on the cliff, almost like the fool, but you're not. You got 3 wands there, which tells me you're in a firm foundation here of honesty, truth, and also comfort level. And you can see above it of who is coming towards you. The Spirit is just simply saying, trust that when it's received or who you receive from, if it's a reminder of the past, that you will make the right decision to be open to this, check it out, or because I do feel like there's a potential or opportunity here of at least a date. Okay. But just trust yourself enough that you have discernment that even if you go to it and being open to it, which is not a bad thing with the Page of Cups energy, it doesn't necessarily mean it's your forever person. That draping in red goes, I know what the red flags are to me. And it's not based on fear. It's me trusting my gut. Maybe before you really struggled with that in the past. All right, let's see what could be possibly blocking you when it comes to love. This might help you out too with some additional advice. Excuses. You have so many reasons that it never works out. Find reasons that it can work out. And that's the difference here. Okay. You might be like, oh, here we go again. And Spirit's going, before you say here we go again, it might be an entirely different experience just going on the date and feeling into it. You're still building your intuitive dictionary, and everybody's dictionary is different. So I can't say, because I'm reading for the collective, so I can't say what sign it's going to be that you're going to see, but you're going to know because it's a sign that you've been asking for. Okay. You'll be able to trust that sign, Spirit is saying. That's what I got here for you, Leo singles. Good luck for this month's energy. If this resonated, go ahead, hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club. We're going to move on to Virgo connections next. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on with the dynamic between you and the person on your mind for January 2026. Hone in on their energy. Here we go. Spirit, if you can see and let us know what's going on here. Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Oh, boy. Camel, preserve and you will overcome problems. So someone's angry. Someone's cocky. Cocky and angry. All right. Well, that's a lovely combination. Let's see what's going on here for you. What's supporting this connection? Two of Swords. What's supporting this connection is the disconnection. The two of you are at a crossroads. There is some unfinished business with this individual. All right. So we're going to see what that's about. What complicates this connection? 5 of Pentacles here. Well, this is loss, rejection. This is one of those complicated, convoluted situations where in the long haul, you'll get through this, but I feel like you carried most of the weight. I just heard water wakes. I'm thinking of camels. Some of you were married to this individual. Others of you, you're going through a divorce with this person, but this person is pretty annoyed. And also there is something here that still needs to be clearing the air. But how it's kind of hard to clear the air where it's like, I don't even want to cross paths. I'm just going an entirely different direction. Meanwhile, another individual here has nothing nice to say. I mean, just is what it is. All right, let's see what's going on here with this person. Reversals are now up. How are they showing up in this dynamic? How do they feel about you? And what influences their actions? Here we go. 7 of Pentacles here reversed. Eight of Cups, you walked away from this person. And the Nine of Wands, not only did you walk away, you had to put some really, really heavy boundaries up. This person here is squawking because they're trying to get your attention. I also feel this energy of this person having some massive money issues. Some of them are blaming you for the money issues that they are in or currently in. But this all has to do with you spreading your wings. This all has to do with you going to find yourself. And this individual is just like, you've changed and you're defensive and you're on guard and there's no reason for it. And I need some answers. But really, the answer here was you took the emotional weight of this situation and you followed your intuition. You followed your heart. Man, all right. How are you showing up to this individual? King of Pentacles. You're stable. You know, this is why this person is ticked off. This is who you are. Okay. You might be a community leader. You might be generous. You might be the reliable one. But this person here is like, look at Virgo being so reliable. Well, they wouldn't be so reliable here without me. So I do feel this person is kind of on their high horse. Let's see how you feel about this person. We have, gosh, the Three of Pentacles here reversed, like you would never want to work with them ever again. And if you do work with them, it's because you have children with them or shared assets and you're just doing what you got to do. Doesn't necessarily mean you want to be in it. No, siree. No. I feel the reason this is coming up is because someone's trying to emotionally manipulate or make you feel bad or give you a guilt trip, Virgo, for a payout of some sort. Some of you, this has to do with divorce. Others of you, this has to do with children. This person is just looking for a way to feel stable again, feel like they're in charge. It all comes down with ego. You're dealing with a very egotistical person. What you need to know about this person that Spirit wants to point out to you. No reversals on these cards. Man, they really do believe that you should be the one to go the distance, not only go away, but come back and check on them and drop off the reserves. Wow. This is what this person is consistently doing. Big red flag, but there's an expectation here, like the teapot, hands on the hips, that you're going to come in and save the day or make things right for them. There's really high expectations of this person, you know. What you should be focusing on for yourself. Oh, Virgo, do you have a new relationship? Virgo, what is this commitment that you're in January? I feel like this is an ex watching you in a committed relationship or an up-leveling relationship. And if it's not romantic, but it sure to hell feels like it, maybe you're moving in with somebody. Maybe you're moving on. But this could also be you working on your happiness, being within your community. Again, community leader could be a friends group as well. But this is Spirit saying, work on this connection because this person is trying to disconnect you from your happiness and your celebrations. How this relationship wants to evolve in the next coming weeks. Nine of Swords. Wow. There's something about your past who is ridiculing. Like this is people or a specific person here who's trying to blame you for their own worries and delays. So And this is because this person here is worried that you have moved on and appointed. So this person doesn't like to have a bad rep. That's really what it is. You know, they're trying to look a specific way, a specific part. You thought of that person as the one at one particular time, but it's not there anymore. All right. But this is all based about insecurities. And usually a person here who has to prove themselves and be boisterous like that or wanting to cross paths with that is just a jealous individual. So that's what I got here for you, Virgo. If this resonates, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area, a timeless vault of readings. You gain access to the entire vault. So if that's something that interests you, check it out. We're going to move on to singles next. All right, here we go. Virgo Singles. This is for new love. Let's see how open you are for love. Are you open this month? We have the Chariot. All right, you're on the lookout. Maybe you've been open for this since the summer, Cancer energy, but you're on the move. So, all right, you're open. I think that you are willing to go outside of your comfort zone. Let's see what's shaping for you. What is shaping here for this Virgo who's outside of their comfort zone? Reversals are now up. We have the Four of Swords. Isn't it funny how I said you're on the move and then you get the Four of Swords? But what's shaping you is that you have had your beauty rest. You've been like Sleepy Prince here or Sleeping Beauty, however you may see it fit for you. But the reason this is shaping you is that it's like it's time to get out. You're like, I've been at home. I've been chilling and Netflixing by myself for quite some time. It's time for me to get out of my comfort zone. All right. What are you calling in here? Or who are you calling in? Ooh, the 10 of Pentacles. It's nice. I feel like this is you accepting invites and invitations to go out with family, to go out with friends, to put yourself out there in community. Some of you, it's after work hours. It's nice. All right, let's see the possibility of who you're going to be running into in this dynamic. I do feel like you're getting yourself out here. Oh, Seven of Swords. So there's somebody here in this circle here who likes you. They sure do. I think you have a hidden, this is Virgo, a secret admirer, someone here who's amongst this community that, well, wants to up-level this. All right, let's clarify that. Oh my goodness. So this doesn't necessarily, could be dealing with a Capricorn. This this doesn't necessarily mean like it's going to be incest or anything in that level. So I feel like this person has some pent up sexual desires for you. But it does feel like a little bit like forbidden love. So to me, it feels like either a work space environment or like someone you hang out with at work, or it could be a friend dynamic that would just be a little too weird. I just heard my girlfriend. Okay. What is that song? My best friend's girlfriend. It's like somebody here. It could even be like your ex's friend or something. It just, the dynamic feels weird, but this person definitely loves to hang out with you. So are they just hanging out like as friends? I just heard the cat going, meow. Usually it's coming with a gift. It's almost like you're going to hear a different side of this individual. Cat call. All right. What's the advice for you? What's the advice for you with dealing with this individual? Five of Pentacles. This is an individual. This is how you'll know it's them. It's a person that when you went through a breakup, when you went through a breakup, that was there for you. Okay. They were there for you during that time, or even a period of loneliness or rejection. They stood by your side. This individual here actually has romantic feelings for you. All right. So that's how you know. All right. Let's see. What is the possibility here of blocking you here when it comes to love? Lust, not love. Ooh, passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. So this is a very lusty card as well. All right. So this could also be the energy of somebody here who's always desired you, wanted you, but then necessarily when they have you, it's kind of like the race is over. So keep that in mind that this individual here, and you may go for this too, because it's what's blocking you. But if you have that energy here of that admiration or desire, like, I wonder what would happen. Spirit is reminding you passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. Okay. So that's something to be wary of with this individual. All right. That's what I got here for you, Virgo. Good luck. Don't forget, if this resonated for you, go ahead and hit like, comment below. And we're going to move on to Libra next. All right. My Libras, think of your person. Spirit, what is going on in this relationship dynamic for January 2026? Here we go. Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Skull, hidden secrets can harm you. There's something here. I almost feel like going out to drink, like having a carefree time with this individual or going out for drinks. But there's also something about truth serum, hidden secrets can harm you. So the truth may be coming out. That is alcohol induced or another way of being induced. All right. What supports this connection? The Chariot, going the distance, travel. Cancer energy. Libra, are you at a distance from this individual? But what supports this is the interactions of, meeting each other halfway, going the distance. What complicates this connection? The King of Wands, could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And sometimes when they go the distance, they really go the distance. That may mean that this person here is non-committal. This could be a person here who likes to have their cake and eat it too. They're very confident, but at the same time, there's like a runner-chaser dynamic with this individual, Libra. This person's very creative, could be an artist, doesn't have to be, could even be a musician. They just love music. This person loves music. There's something about music that really sets this person off. But the cons of the King of Wands, because what makes it complicated is their ego. Very egotistical, could be very selfish, have to have it their way. Jealousy could be also an issue. Okay. Let's see how this person feels. Let's see how they're showing up, how they feel about you, and what influences their action. How they're showing up. We have the Knight of Wands. There it goes. There's that beautiful action of, I'm in it. I'm there for you. Love bombing. How they feel. 4 of Cups here, reverse. Missed opportunities. Okay. Their next actions. Ace of Swords here, reversed. Here's the problem. This person loves to be in a situation what lights them up. They'll go after whatever lights them up, whatever pleases them. But then when they get to that point, it's hard for them to stay consistent because they burn out really, really easily. So you could have someone here who's a people pleaser, says they'll do one thing, and then at the end of it, their whole skull goes kind of crazy. And then it just comes out going, you're too much. Now, how they feel about you, you're too much. And there's something here about never being good enough of what they could offer to this connection, even if it was not something that was of longevity. It's like, why can't Libra just enjoy the moment when we had them? But they feel that it's a that you left or missed an opportunity. This person's blaming you. I mean, they full on are blaming you. that you are the problem, you are the issue, and they also consider that you had some secrets. Now, maybe the secrets, we don't know your side, but they feel like you were hiding some secrets here. But I think this person's huge secret was that they had worn a mask that they could not keep on. Their true self came off. All right, how are you showing up? Oh, stable, happy, content. You're all right. How you feel about this person, Libra? 3 of Cups. You're okay. Isn't that a difference? Because this is like usually when the 3 of Cups, okay. I don't know if you've forgiven this person, you accept this. I think that's what it is. Libra, you accept this person for who they are. You do. They're a good time. You have fun with them. You absolutely do. You could see why you guys got along. Absolutely. But what does this have to do with what you need to remember about this connection? 3 of Wands. That they always had to go for the next thing or the next best thing. This is an individual who was an absolute opportunist. You called this person out. They did not like it. And if you look at the traditional 4 of Cups, they're looking at 3 of Cups, right? And they're not looking at the bigger opportunity. This person saw you as the 4 of Cups. So the fact that you're like, yeah, I see the opportunity and I'm okay with it. And what's arising to me is, I see that this individual has an expectation for me to go to them. This Libra is not doing that. This Libra is enjoying their life. While another is pissed off and angry. Where's Libra? Libra should come back and apologize to me. This used to be a relationship that they would go to distance for. Isn't that funny? Things to consider with this person, Libra. Things to consider about this person. Oh my God. Arrogant. Knight of Swords. They overreact. The truth hurts. Here's the thing. Did you have to believe them with what they said? Is that why this person is pissed off? Because they may have overreacted. However, this relationship went sour. But I do feel that the truth hurts. But this person, you also had to believe this person. You had to believe this person. So that's what you did or are doing right now. Advice for you to focus on. For you. 6 of Cups. Okay. Soulmate connection. Relationships. See the relationship for what it is. I do feel you have fond memories of this person. 3 of Cups here with that with that 6 of Cups is still the 9 of Cups. So the wish fulfilling is I wish this individual would see the good times that we did have and take some accountability on it. It's not that you've lost hope in this person. You're not allowing this person to take away your happiness. So many of you are just choosing to live your life and be at peace. Now, here's the bridge. How is this relationship going to evolve in the upcoming weeks? 7 of Cups. This person is coming forward. Look, there's a skull. There's the mask. You cannot make this up. They're going to take the mask off. They're going to take the skull off here. Hidden secrets can harm you. All right. They're going to tell you the truth of the scenario here. But here's the thing. I see the 7 Cups very differently. See that 3 of Cups here? So there's something here about this individual not wanting to miss out. Jealousy. There's jealousy here. So the reason they're stepping forward is there may be a new connection for you, Libra. But this person here wants to make sure you're still open, still available. So if there's a reach out, it's because they're dropping the mask, but they're going to also show their true colors in a sense that you already picked up from the last time you left them. All right. That's what I got here for you, Libra. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Club, where there's an endless vault of readings. We're going to move on to singles next. Alrighty, Libra singles. Let's see if you're open for love for January 2026. Is my Libras open for love, spirit? Here we go. You're showing up as the page of lockpicks, which is the page of pentacles in this deck. It is represented by the Thieves Guild. Okay. I still kind of find this card more like the page of swords, which is evaluating, but you're an opportunist. You're evaluating opportunities. And so, yes, you are open to love, but in a very way that is more practical. So it's like, I don't want to fall with rose colored glasses. I would rather start with a very strong friendship and see where it goes. So pentacles are a little bit more about, if it materializes, I'll be open to it. Okay. Let's see what's shaping you this month. Two of Swords here reverse. So this is for a Libra here who's been kind of battling with some insecurities about if they are ready to, well, be open at all. So I do feel you're challenging yourself this month by just, even if it's just taking yourself out, and I've said that in a couple of readings, taking yourself out on dates. I do feel like this Libra's putting themselves out more. So new love potential. What's the possibility of you calling in? Three of Wands here reverse. Well, this is going to be interesting, because I feel like it's not something coming to you. I feel like you're running into it by exploring. Okay. The Three of Wands is like, oh, I'm waiting here. Oh, look at all these ships. Look at all these opportunities I have. Well, this is you leaving your home base. Really, it's telling me you're leaving your home base. You're traveling. You're doing something. Let's see what you're walking into or who you're running into. Oh, a new person. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? It's almost like maybe you're doing a day trip, Libra. But this isn't like in your regular area. I feel like you're doing something fun, spontaneous. You're doing it on your own. I don't feel like you're with a group of people, but you meet someone on these travels that you do. And it doesn't have to be so far away. So it doesn't mean you have to go on vacation. I mean, like I said, it could be a day trip of some sort or going to a specific store, but there's an opportunity here of an invite or getting to know somebody. And there is some, well, feelings involved with this. Oh my God. King of Cups here. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be meeting up with a water sign. So how is this person going to be? They're very intuitive. Look at the ship. Do you see the ship here? I want to say that this person's doing the same damn thing. It's like the two of you are going to meet in a place that you didn't really plan on going to. You just happened to do that. And so this individual here is traveling as well. And this is a person here who's very intuitive, loving, really good listener, cares. They care a lot. They love deep conversations. They could be very much a dreamer, but I also feel like this person here loves the water. And there's just something here about maybe there's scenery by the water. I don't know. There's just water is involved here. Okay. Even if it's an aquarium, I don't know where you're going, but this is someone who also can typically appear shy. Okay, see that shell that's closed. So they're not gonna, they're a quiet individual. They come off as a little bit more shy. But at the same time, they will listen. They will ask you questions and listen about you. So there's just something about this run-in, and maybe you're doing something, and I don't know, you guys are paired off in some way, shape, or form. All right, cool. What advice does Spirit give to you for this connection? There's a possibility here. What's the advice about this connection, Spirit? Oh my, you gotta travel. Okay, Spirit's like, listen, you're ready. Cancer energy, more water energy. You know, the two of you may be a little bit different from one another, but you're both doing the same thing. And it's like a run in. It's like, I'm so glad I got out today. That's what it feels like. That's awesome. Okay, let's see what's blocking you in love. Some advice here for you. Things to consider. Could also be with this person too, but doesn't have to be. Fear loneliness. You stay in bad relationships because you are lonely. Be okay with being with yourself. And I think that this is something here that you used to be, and it's not something you are now. So this is why I think that maybe you were battling and putting you in that level. And Spirit's saying, you know, what's blocking you here is not the fear of loneliness anymore. It's a fear of how far you've come, and to realize that, yeah, you're ready. Okay. That's what I got for you. All right, Libra, if this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages on the other side, and we're going to move on to Scorpio next. All right, Scorpio, let's see what's going on with you and your person in this relationship dynamic for January 2026. Here we go. What do we got here, Spirit? Dog, protection from a powerful friend. Ooh. Was drop the deck there. Wishbone. A wish is granted. Well, look, a dog and a bone. So you have someone who, well, shows loyalty to you. All right. What's going on about this dynamic? What supports this connection, Spirit? The Page of Pentacles. Well, this is an opportunist, an opportunity. And if this is supporting, it's like, how can I support another? How can I be there for another? All right. So that's nice, because this is a person here who may not have all of the answers, but they're loyal to you and you are to them. All right. Let's see what is what complicates this connection. What complicates this connection? Oh, 10 of Wands. Scorpio, am I talking to a hyper independent Scorpio who does not like assistance or help, or is afraid to love again? Let's see how this person feels about you. We're going to see first how they're showing up in this connection, and then how they feel about you, and then what is influencing their decision and next moves. All right. We have the 3 of Pentacles here reversed. So this is an individual. Oh my God. They want to show up. They want to be there for you. But they also feel, how can I be there for Scorpio? Scorpio doesn't share the same vision as I do. Okay. So you're open. All right. Or they're open. Sorry. You may not be open to it. Could be the other way around, but I don't feel so. How do they feel about you? Queen of Swords. Nah, I don't feel so. I don't think you're coming up as the Queen of Swords in their book. Okay. Their perception of you. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy here. This could be a work-related friendship as well. Maybe you know this person from work, or you just work well together, or it could just be friends, a really good friendship. But they see you as confident. They see you as a leader, a boss, bossy. You come off as bossy, Scorpio. A little bit of an ego, but at the same time, you're honest, you're authentic. You have no room for funny business. And this individual here knows how calculated you are. You're strategic. You don't take big risks, but you prefer to work on your own. Okay. That's how they see you. All right. What influences their actions this month? 3 of Swords. Man, they are heartbroken that your heart is so guarded, because you have pushed this person away. And man, they want you to give them a shot. All right. Let's see how you are showing up now. How's Scorpio showing up this month? Burnt out, tired, resentful, bitter. I don't think this has to do with anything to do with this individual. I think that you're very much focused on the past. You could be healing from an old relationship. I do feel like this relationship has possibilities, But at the same time, you don't feel emotional. You feel emotionally drained and zapped when it comes to others. There's also one where you're starting to realize that this this person has always been here. So the Scorpio, this person has been or seen you carry so much burdens, especially the baggages of an old relationship. Yeah, how you feel about them, though, is you never considered it before. Gemini energy. Yeah, you've never considered it before. It was like, no, it's not the right time. I'm still getting over an ex. All right. Why is this? You need to know why this is coming up for this month with this individual. Oh, there's a move. Now, some of you, this move has to do with an individual leave. Okay, if you work with this person, they're getting a new job. It's becoming too tough for them to be in the same environment as you. If this is a friend and someone here that, has been offering to be by your side, you're starting to see them make more purposeful actions and determination here to make some big, bold moves for themselves. So you're feeling the essence of their energy here kind of disappearing a little bit. Okay. But there's a possibility here of, well, running together in tandem. There is, if you can get through the heartbreak and the guarded heart. All right. What you need to consider about this person. This is a person who is in it for the long haul. There's a lot of respect for you, but this person may come off as too comfortable, too safe. You may not even be that attracted to them, only for the sheer fact your nervous system may be attracted to chaos for some of you, especially if you've been in a relationship where there was massive dopamine rushes. This is something here where it's like, well, it feels safe. It feels kind of boring. I'm not used to that. Well, that's why. But this is an individual here who has a lot of loyalty towards you, and I just heard as you wish. Oh my God. It's like Wesley attitude kind of from Princess Bride, as you wish. You know, they're devoted to you in some way, but they also know that if you don't want them, they'll go another direction too. So if you push this person away, as you wish, they're gonna listen to you. Okay, what you should be focused on for yourself for January, the disappointments. Okay. You have a huge opportunity here. If you can be open to allowing your heart space and this guard to drop a little bit. I think that there's a little bit of fantasy land here of, this relationship, not this particular one, of what you actually see as an ideal relationship. And it also could be focusing on here of the past, where you had really a huge falling out and just have been disappointed in love. All right. What's the possibility of where this relationship wants to evolve in the coming weeks? Okay. What's a possibility? Wow. Wow. You got strength, Leo energy, courage, Leo energy. Spirit is saying, can you put your ego to the side? Can you be brave enough to, well, be open to this? Because this is a person here you've turned away. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe it's like, it's platonic, but there's something here about, well, what if it could be something more? So this is putting your pride to the side, Spirit's saying. Now, if this person's doing this to you, this is someone here who would be taking an act of courage. So something of courage is being evolved in the next couple of weeks here, or within the month. All right, that's what I got here for you, Scorpio. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area, an evolving vault of timeless readings. But we're going to move on to the singles next. All right, let's see where my Scorpio singles are for new love. Are you open for love for January 2026, Scorpio? Here we go. Are you open? Oh, the Tower. It's uncomfortable for you. Why do I feel like Why do I feel like this is going to hit you really hard this month? It feels like it. All right, there's something uncomfortable. Okay, let's see what's shaping you first before I go any further into this. But the tower is uncomfortable. It never feels great, but it is also building something, well, better for you. So let's see what's shaping you with this tower energy. What is shaping Scorpio from this tower energy for this month when it comes to love? Oh, options. This is an uncomfortable amount of options this month. All right. It's almost like, what is all this? Who are all these people? Where did they show up from? Why all of a sudden am I getting all of this attention? All right. So let's see what the new love potential, what you're calling in from all of these selections, because this is for Scorpio who has their picks. All right. There's multitudes of people. You are the one who's picking this month. All right. I almost feel like swiping more than anything. Okay. You're perusing, you're looking, you're being very strategic about this. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy here, but Scorpio, you're a little jaded. Okay. You want the truth, you don't want any funny business, you're being very intellectual about this. All right, let's see who's walking into the room here with you, or who you're viewing, whose profile are you viewing? Oh, we have the Knight of Swords here reverse. So we have an individual who's a show off. This is a person here that has to be right, is throwing stuff off reactive to you. This could just be a really sour date. Like everything is clashing with this individual, totally clashing. I feel like he's very argumentative, proving themselves, wants to prove you wrong. It's kind of hard to do when you're just showing up as authentic you, but let's see. Let's see what the clarifier is, how you're going to be treating the scenario, the situation for this month. This is a month here where I think you were slicing out. It's like, I tried it, I went out, I tested it, it wasn't for me. I mean, some of you may even be like, I am freaking closing my online dating. That is not for me. I tried it, I looked at it, it's gross. Nope. Yeah. All right. There's arrogance here, there's pride here, there's proving, there's weakness that you're seeing. Like, I think you're closing down your options that don't work for you, which is not a bad thing, because I feel like this is a Scorpio who's really trying to put themselves out there, but is really confused. And it's like, okay, I'm willing to try it, but this is very overwhelming. This isn't for me. So there's some kind of style of you putting yourself out there that isn't working. It isn't working for you, and that's okay. What advice does Spirit have for you with regarding this? Because the more you exile things that you've tried, you are getting closer and closer to the match that is more for you. So please keep that in mind. It may not happen this month, but at least you are shutting out something that is not working for you. Yeah. It's sort of saying, be an opportunist with the Page of Pentacles energy. But, sometimes it just starts with friendship. Sometimes it starts in the most practical places. Maybe it's even taking yourself out to eat. Maybe it's going to taking a different route home. But look out and search for opportunities here to meet community. And in that community, you never know who you are going to meet. And maybe that's the start of it. But to you, it's about a foundation that feels like friendship to you. It's lighter. It's not so much pressure to like be something. It's like, I don't know, there's something here about egos and being over cocky and trying to prove it in that way that just does not feel right. Oh, I'm echoing a little bit. Hold on, my battery just went. There we go. My mic is back. It almost feels like there's an echo. It's like it's noise. You're going through the noise this month. All right, what's blocking you from love? Things to consider. Hard to get. You are missing opportunities by playing too hard to get. Give someone a chance. So here's the other thing. The way you are putting yourself out there is something here of having really strict expectations and probably seeing red flags like right off the bat, which is not a bad thing. But Spirit is saying, try to soften yourself again because sometimes when people are on first dates, they're just simply nervous. This is why this is more of the organic look of friendship first. Like, try the platonic approach and look at the opportunities in that sense before you jump into going, okay, can I see this as a romantic partner in that level? All right, that's what I got here for you, Scorpio. If this resonates, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's more messages at Harmonia Friends Club. We're going to move on to our final sign, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, here we go. I need you to think of your person, and let's look into the relationship dynamic for you for January 2026. Spirit, what do we got here for Saggies? Broom, new home, new attitude. Okay. Did you recently move? Younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. There could be an age difference between the two of you, but a young man is involved. Also, it could be a child, but doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a child because it's a man. So it could be like an adult child, could be like they could have, a college kid. But there's a new home involved here. All right. What supports this connection, Spirit? Oh, the artist. That's interesting. That's intriguing. Now, this is a particular card for this deck. So this is a card kind of in between, like it's after the world, kind of in this level, but it's being able to see the creation of what you manifest. So I love it. It's got the magician energy in the world. It's using all of the lessons that you've learned and also affirming what you actually want to create and then actually visualizing and seeing it. So how this relationship supports you, it's kind of like a muse. Okay. What is the complications of this connection? Page of Cups. I feel like there is a child involved or a younger person here, like a third party interference that is affecting this connection. Let's see what's going on. Could be a family member as well. It's a young man. And no, it's not the energy. It's a young man. These are the fortune cards. I can't say this, so don't make a story fit if it's not yours. How they are showing up here. They're showing up as the Four of Pentacles. They are holding on to old scenarios. How they feel about you, 10 of Cups. You're home to them. What influences their action this month? This is something to do with their past. There's a relationship here, Sagittarius, that this person feels responsible for, has to take care of, or, I mean, this could be a younger sibling. This could be their child. But this is a person here who feels an immense amount of pressure to hold everything together. You, they feel at home with. Absolutely. Lots of love here. I just heard blended family, kind of like the Brady Bunch. But the Six of Pentacles here reverse, this individual feels really like hands tied that they can't give to this connection or to this new start because of this dealing of this individual. This is a very specific reading, so make sure you check your other placements. It just is what it is. Sometimes these readings can get very specific, and this one is. All right, let's see how you are on your side. How are you showing up in this connection? King of Wands. Ooh, that's you. That is you. Alpha energy. All right, let's see how you feel about them. You see them, I mean, this is very supportive. You see them as very stable, independent, hard worker, doing what they have to do, taking care of responsibilities. What you need to remember this month, that there are certain things that this individual is keeping from you. It's almost like this person's afraid to lean on you, Sagittarius. They are really, you intuitively know this, you feel it. You're waiting for this person to approach you, whether it is for solution, whether it is, hey, I've been going through this, X, Y, and Z. But this is a person here that you have a lot of respect for. You see them as a hard worker. You're very confident in this connection. This person's kind of your muse as well, like this is a person here who's always got your back. And because of that, you always can be a little bit more creative, have solutions. You're the person here with solutions, ideas. Yeah, you can be very confident in those ideas, but you also know that it's important for this person to feel very grounded and stable in their own ideas. So this month you're like stepping back, but also waiting for this person to approach you because you can feel it. You can feel that something is off, and it doesn't necessarily mean the relationship. You're just hoping that they'll open up about the scenario situation. All right. What do you need to know about this person? No reversals. Oh my God. It's not the betrayal of you. It's something here where they either feel that they are betraying another, hurting another, or by being with you is affecting another. And so this is an individual here who, again, is dealing with their past, trying to recover from it, but also, I mean, this person is really down. And I also feel very like a connection over. And this person may even be losing communication, with this younger man, if that's the case. What you should be focusing on for yourself. Oh my gosh, the moon. This is a very subtle Pisces energy. Spirit's just saying, trust your gut. Be open to receive in the subconscious level. I do feel that you are very telepathically connected to this individual as well. I do feel, and we're going to see with the next card of the bridge, that this is an individual here who may be a little distant this month, but they are trying to get over a recovery. And hopefully it's not because they lose somebody, God forbid. How is this relationship going to evolve? Look, yes, they are going to open up about it. But I also feel that this person feels that there's certain battles that they need to take care of so that they can tell you what they persevered through. It's important for this person to do this on their own right now, but they are looking for emotional support in a subconscious level. So space, yeah, all right, it's respected here in this level. All right, that's what I got here for you, Sagittarius. If this resonated, go ahead, hit like, comment below. We're going to move on to Sagittarius Singles next. Sagittarius Singles. Let's see if you are open to love for January 2026. Here we go. We have the Queen of Spells. Well, the spells in this card is the fire. So you're looking good. This is your energy, Saggy. It totally is. All right. I definitely feel with that sword energy here is, you know your worth. You have an understanding of what you want to call in or who you want to call in and the kind of relationship you want to call in. But you're looking good. And there's some passion here. Desires. All right. What's shaping you at the moment? Reversals are now up. The Knight of Cups here, reverse. What's shaping you is before you may not have been open or ready for love. Okay. What are you potentially calling in now? The Ace of Swords here, reverse. Now, before you're like, oh my gosh, I'm calling in nobody because I'm cutting everybody out. You're putting your sword down. You're putting your logic down. This is you actually going into your emotions and feelings and said, okay, what if the possibilities are if I, I trust my judgment. I can be very nitpicky, but what if I just put this to rest and know that if I put this sword in the stone, the right person will come along. And that's not a bad thing. I think that you're putting love to the rest, and the idea, if it comes, it comes. So let's see what you're walking into with this kind of attitude. Well, it's always when you put it to rest. Never, never fails. Never fails. As soon as you say, I'm done looking, I'm done advancing, I feel good on my own. I feel like, I would love love, but if it doesn't happen, look what happens. Uh-huh. Yeah, there they are. They show up. Okay, wish fulfillment. It's like, who are you? How come I've never noticed you before? Like, where did you come from? All right, let's see what this is. Let's clarify that Ace of Swords. We might have to do another clarifier, but we're going to see first. Four of Pentacles. It's because you were holding on to so damn tightly the idea that it was not possible. And here's the thing. This person's already in your vicinity. So I do feel that this is going to be because, I don't know, it could be even at work. You could be meeting somebody at work, but it's over discussion that the more you sit down with this person who's at the head of the table, this is really good conversation. You can actually see this connection being possible. I actually see going out with this person and having a couple of drinks, or at least a good time, or getting something to eat. So, all right, what's the advice Spirit wants you to have with this individual? Because this is a person here who loves a good conversation, loves food. All right. And it's like, man, I could sit down and listen to this person all day. This is great. Okay. But you don't have to go far. It's just the release of it. Advice to consider with this individual or this situation. I just heard you get me a little nervous because, man, did it fool you? Okay. And why do I feel like you have individuals here at one point were trying to point this out to you that it was right there the entire time? I do feel like there's somebody here who's been there the entire time, and maybe you didn't notice it, or maybe you didn't see it, but it's like, oh, now this is obvious. Like, yeah, totally is. So I can see you having a little bit the nervous jitters. That's okay. Let's see what's blocking you from love. Okay. A little bit of fear is going to come out. That's normal. Too soon. You get too serious too soon. Get to know each other before committing fully. The thing is yeah, you do have a tendency for like leaping into it once you see it. Like, wish my command, they're the one. Oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm going to screw this up. Just take your time. Get to know this person. All right. It's one outing, but it's like, let's get to know each other a little bit more. And I feel like that's what happens here. But don't get nervous that you're just going to be like, because I feel this energy of, oh God, I'm screwed. That's it. They're my person. Oh my gosh. It's so quick. I'm afraid I'm going to I feel like you're having a future trip, and all of the things are the future trippers coming out here. So Spirit's saying, just chill. Just chill, get to know the person, have some conversations, go out on a couple of dates, see what happens, see what evolves. Let this happen organically. All right. That's what I got here for you, Sagittarius. If this resonates, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Like I said, I do have more messages over at Harmonia Friends Club, my membership area. Would love to see you there, but this is where we part ways. You guys take care and have a good month.